こいつは楽しめそうだ。
Fighters ready. Engage.
All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Hoover 186 back again with another episode of the Overrated Podcast. Me and my co-host, Traditionalist 101. Introduce yourself.
So we are at it again with another overrated podcast. This is the Traditionalist 101. And we got a couple stories we got here for you guys and gals. And but before we get started, how was your weekend? How was your Christmas? Everything any gifts, any giving,
I
or
got
any stealing?
I got $25 each from my job and my sister. Um, and like I said, I bought my youngest niece. Um, I bought her a Minnie Mouse jacket, and I bought one of my cousins a Avenger shirt. So I say overall it was pretty good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mine was pretty good. I did mostly giving, but I did get a couple of things. Like I gave my dad a nice 60-inch screen TV.
How much did it cost?
It was actually on sale. I think it was like $479 or something
What
along
brand did you buy?
that. RCA. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah. Well, wait, RCA?
I think it's called RCA.
I mean, those TVs were relevant back in the '90s. But
I mean,
look. Look, I'm not here to judge. So
no. I mean, they're still. It seems like they're still relevant now. But the quality, I was actually very impressed with how it looks, and the TV was fairly light, extremely light. I was really surprised with that.
yeah. My mom's TV the same way.
Yeah, very nice and light. I gave my mom some boots, a pair of boots. She really loved those. Because actually those the first pair of boots she actually ever owned in a long time. She got the iRobot.
Mm-hmm.
And and the funny thing, she also got a lava lamp. She wanted a lava lamp, for the room,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, she got a lava lamp. And
Okay.
my dad got a vest, and this weird thing for his back. Like it's how when you have back pain or back spasms, you put an ice pack, on your back or whatnot, or on your shoulder or your knee. Well, there's this kind of a holder where it's kind of like a belt. So you wrap it around your back or your shoulder or your knee, and now you don't have to worry about making adjustments. It just stays intact, against your body, which is something that I think every old person that's getting up in age should get. But as for me, I just got myself a little speaker earlier, and I got a pair of a new headphones. Not like this, but the one for working out. Skull Candy. Skull Candy. Look, let me tell you, that's a very decent brand.
Yeah. To me, they're my favorite headphone brand.
Oh, they're your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
You prefer them over your Beats, Boost.
Well, I don't. I'm too cheap to buy Dr. Dre the Beats. I'm too cheap for that. But yeah, but like because for me, I have a pair of wireless and I have a pair of wired headphones, and both of them are Skull Candy.
Oh,
So
okay.
but
Yeah,
I don't discriminate, but those are the ones that I'm most comfortable with.
yeah. Skull Candy is good. I heard JBL is pretty decent.
Yeah, they are too. The one I had a pair of wired JBLs a while ago. They're very good. They're very good.
Hmm.
At least the ones
Yeah,
that I bought were very good.
and oh, how do you feel about the Raycons? Do you think those are really good? I never tried them yet, so I wouldn't
I've,
know.
I've heard of them, but I haven't done those type of wireless headphones like the AirPods and and the Raycon. Like my nieces have the AirPods.
Have you tried them?
No, but I heard they charge in like 10 minutes. They give you get like I think you get like 10 hours uninterrupted, and then if you need to charge them, it takes like 10 minutes to fully charge.
What? Ugh.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
pretty
goodness.
insane.
That's incredible. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I heard they were really good brands too, like the
Mhm.
iPods, whatever they're called. What are they called?
AirPods.
AirPods. Yeah,
AirPods.
I heard they're really good. So this is actually what I like, because now it brings competition back into play. So it constantly keeps the pressure on all these different companies to make good quality headphones, which is what I like, and they give us options too. So
Mhm.
yeah, so overall my Christmas, it was good. There is actually a couple more things I want to buy, for some people. So I'm gonna try to get that out the way, this week or next week.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we might as well get
So
started.
so yeah. So overall, the only there's only just one thing before we get started. There's only one thing that's been pissing me off this past weekend. Well, I shouldn't say the past weekend, but um I'm getting really sick and tired of the Miami Dolphins right now, and um yeah, it's just pissing me off to see that they are actually in the playoffs currently right now. I think they're in the seventh seed, if
I
I'm
know.
not
I know.
mistaken.
I know you're not used to. I know you're not used to teams being good. So I know you're not used to cheering for good football teams. So
Look, look, look,
there's really nothing I can. There's really nothing I can tell you. There's
no,
nothing.
look, look, look,
There's
look,
nothing I
look,
can
look,
tell
look,
you.
look. And I'm really getting tired of you sending me that trolling on the in the chat, saying
What trolling?
that stupid GIF about the Dolphins doing the freaking worm on the field.
Hmm.
Yeah, you sent that to me twice already.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Cause you keep mentioning the Dolphins in the chat. I'm like, you have a team. You have a team to talk about. You want to talk about them?
Why would I want to talk about that pathetic excuse for organization? Why do I want to talk about the Jets for? Why?
I mean, they're your
At least,
team.
at least, I mean, I could still talk about Green Bay to some degree, but the
They're not
Jets,
your team. They're not
they're,
your team.
well, they are my team, but
No,
Jets
they're
is
not.
obviously the number one team, but that team is just a disgrace, complete disgrace.
No, you should
They can't, they
concentrate on
can't,
talking about them
they can't, they can't do
instead
anything.
of railing against a team that's actually good.
Wait, hold on. I did not want to do this, but before we continue, let me just do this real quick, real quick, because I knew he was gonna go there. I knew it. That team is not good. They have
Hey,
a decent record.
what does the record say?
That team is not good.
What does the record say?
That team is not good.
What does the record say?
Look. They're 8-7. Look.
Hmm. I look. I already know where you're going with this.
No, 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 no.
I
No, you
don't
don't. No, you don't.
I
You don't
don't
know
care.
what.
I don't care who they beat.
Look.
I don't care who they beat.
Look. Can you see this?
I know the schedule.
Can you see it?
I know the schedule.
Can you see it?
I
Is the
know the
question.
schedule.
I want the audience to see.
I can see it.
I want the audience to see.
I can see it, Steve.
I want the audience to see.
They can see it.
All right, so they can see it. Now, obviously, you beat New England, but you lost against Buffalo. And look, yeah, you had a bad streak in the beginning of the season.
No shit.
Now, when you guys started winning, let's see, you guys beat Houston, a garbage team. You guys beat, Baltimore, a team that's inconsistent. You guys beat the Jets.
Wait. Are they? Are they
You
or
beat
are they not in the playoff picture right now?
You beat the Jets, which is
Wait,
garbage.
are they or are they not in the playoff picture right now? Baltimore.
Yeah, I guess so. Now,
no, I guess so. Is that a yes or no?
yeah, they are. Let's see. You beat the Jets, garbage. You beat Carolina, garbage.
Okay.
You beat the Giants, garbage.
Okay.
You beat the Jets again, garbage. And you beat New Orleans, garbage. I'm not impressed with this winning streak.
I don't give a shit about. I don't care. I don't care what you're impressed by.
I'm not
I don't
impressed
care
with
what
this
you're.
winning
I don't
streak.
care. I don't care about what you're impressed by.
You beat garbage teams. That's who you beat. Okay.
And, how many teams have you? How many teams have you just beaten this year?
We're not talking about the Jets right now. We're
No, no, no,
talking.
no,
We're
no, no,
talking.
no,
We're talking about. We're talking about the Dolphins right now.
Here's the
Because
thing that
you are the one that said, "Oh, yeah, they're good."
they
When
are good. That's what
they're good.
the records say that they're good.
Beating garbage teams is not being is not
No,
good.
no. Because you see, when you can't beat garbage teams, you know who you are. You're the Jets. When you can beat the go scroll up,
Hmm?
scroll up, go up. All right,
Mhm.
let's start from week 1, right?
Okay.
We beat New England, right? The tough, rough and tumble game. All right, we beat them, right? Then we get our asses kicked by Buffalo, which is something that's been a trend lately for us, right? And then look at the next. I want to point to Las Vegas, Indianapolis. We got our asses kicked.
You got
But
your butt kicked by Tampa Bay also.
yeah. Las Vegas, Jacksonville, and Atlanta. If we had beaten those 3 teams, our record would be a hell of a lot better. We would be the number 1 seed right now if we actually beat those teams.
If you had
We had our chances. We were kicking Las Vegas' ass in the first half, but due to poor play calling, we ended up losing that game, right? And then scroll down a couple weeks to Jacksonville, lose that fucking game to a guy who got fired, right?
Mhm.
We had the lead at the end. Urban Meyer outcoached Brian Flores. They got the game winning field goal, and then the Atlanta game had the lead at the end. We lost that game. That is the epitome of what bad teams do. They lose to bad teams, and in the beginning of the season, we were bad. 100% we were bad. But as the season went on, when Flores decided, you know what, let's actually try blitzing teams for once, and then it all started with the Baltimore game. Like you said, Houston's bad. We didn't play well, and plus, Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback, and he stinks. So we got the win there, right? But ever since the Baltimore game on, our defense has gotten a lot better. And yeah, I don't care who we beat in that span, because there were a couple teams we should have already beaten already. The facts are, in this league, you have to beat the team that you're expected to beat. And if we had done that, we would have been, instead of being 8-7, we would have been 11-4. And on top of the AFC right now.
11-4.
Yeah, that's what we should have been if we had actually taken care of business. So yeah, so I'm not going to get mad at them for beating teams that they should beat. They should be beating these teams. I don't give a damn. I don't care about who we beat. I don't care. Like, again, if you lose the bad teams,
you don't.
No, you want to know why? Because if you lose the bad teams, you're the Jets.
What you got was a platter. What you got were freebies. That's what you got. That's why your record is good as it is right now, because you got freebies.
And
that's what you got.
The New England Patriots won 7 Super Bowls off of those freebies for years. So like, what are we talking about here?
Don't you have to beat the Super Bowl the opposing team to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but when you have 6 automatic wins in your division, what does it matter?
What do you mean, what does it matter?
People don't bring that shit up. That all those years that the Patriots were winning, they were in arguably one of the worst divisions in football.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay. Then why are we still on it? Can we actually start with the podcast?
Yeah, we can start with the podcast, but don't sit here and act like as if it's because of our division why you guys are winning. No, you guys are winning because you got a platter.
That's we right now are beating the team that we're supposed to beat. We're not the Jets. So yeah, let's move on, Steve. Let's move on. You're not winning this argument.
I already won because the proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding. 8-7.
This right here are
8-7.
You know what these are called? I'm gonna say it one more time and then we'll move on.
8-7.
These are called freebies. That's what they're called.
No, you know what they are? They're anti-Jets, anti-New York Jets. When you actually beat teams you're supposed to beat. So all right, we can move on. Go ahead. Actually, hold on. Before I start, we can start with this, right? We can start with this. like a week ago, you sent me a tweet tagging me with Joe Johnson hitting a game winning three. Well,
I did. I
yeah,
did.
I think you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah,
I
you
don't think
did.
I did.
Didn't you sent me? Didn't you sent me either? You sent me a link or something
Mm-hmm.
to the Joe Johnson video.
Oh, my bad.
No, I could have sworn that's what you did.
I thought that was just a regular article
I mean, no, that's what you sent me a tweet regarding. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second. Let me put this thing on share.
on Twitter, right?
Yeah, didn't you do that?
I thought because when I was reading the article, I don't remember seeing a video in it.
Hmm. Regardless, let me see if I can find it.
So yeah, you could have your your celebration, regarding to the Miami Dolphins, but that team has like one of the easiest schedules from here on in. So that's the reason
I
why.
already said I don't care. And I already said I don't care because we already lost. We already lost a bad team. So what it is what it is. We lost the bad teams. Now we're beating the team we're supposed to beat. We are not the Jets. So, hey, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's fine. At least Green Bay is going somewhere.
Yeah, that's not your team. Stop. Cut the crap. Cut
That
the
is my
cap.
team.
Cut the cap.
You knew that they were my team since day one, since you knew me.
That's cut the cap.
There's no cap.
Cut the cap. Like cut it. Like I don't want to. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Let me see if I can find it. Um. Hmm. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. You tagged me in this. You asked me. You asked me if it's worth mentioning on the podcast. That's what you said. You see it right here.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea this dude was back in the league. Like I get why now, because obviously COVID has wreaked havoc on the league. But I thought this dude was playing in the big. I thought he was preparing for a big three.
No,
For the
like
big
like,
three.
but how could
Yeah.
you have not known that they were talking about it all over social media and on ESPN and whatnot? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. So you knew about it once I tagged you in. Once
Yeah.
I tagged you.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
No, because like dude's been retired for a couple years, and the last time I saw him play basketball was in the Big Three league.
I mean, yeah, he was in the big three, but like for me, I think Joe Johnson could still play in the league, but he's just basically a role player. Obviously, he's not a starter. He's just a role player, somebody who probably I believe deserve at the very least 10 minutes per game.
Um, no, if he did, he would still be in the league. If he did, he would still be in the league.
So
But
I
yeah,
mean, well, he's in the league right now.
I mean for 10 days. I don't know. I don't know if he's there right now because like Isaiah Thomas, he's not coming back.
Yeah,
He's
we're
not
definitely
coming.
gonna talk about that. Isaiah
We'll talk
Isaiah
about it right now. Talk about it right now. Like why you think he should still be in the league?
Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, what did he play well when he was with the Lakers?
Well, we have the stats.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I want to see them.
let me share this real quick.
I would like to see them. And I'm hearing like I'm hearing Amon Shumpert is trying to get a call. We'll talk about him later. I'm hearing Michael Beasley wants to get a call up. Mario Chalmers, like all these names of dudes who either retired or no one picked them up is trying to get back. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
so NBA COVID fallout, Joe Johnson, Celtics, Greg Monroe among players on 10-day contracts. Like we already knew about this 10-day contract stuff.
Mhm.
And so I'm just gonna do maybe just one paragraph where it says with the Omarion, I think that's how you say it, variant spreading at shocking speed, the NBA and the players union have agreed to new rules aimed at helping teams under fuller rosters and helping the league avoid postponements. Now, I remember you said this, I think you said this last week, where you basically said that Adam was the reason why he doesn't want to postpone or cancel games is because of due to money.
Mhm.
You say is because of money.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing where I think I will fully agree with you, but I feel like as this strategy is kind of stupid anyway, because you're not putting out your best product out there anyways.
Yeah, but that's just how it is.
I
That's just
mean,
how it is. If you have people getting popped for COVID, you're not gonna have your best product out there. But at
wouldn't
the
you
end of the day, they don't care. They want to make money. That's the only reason why they're doing it.
wouldn't you say that that's players endangerment or
I
well,
mean, do they really care at the end of the day?
uh they should. I mean, they cared last year, wouldn't you say?
I mean, to an extent, yeah, to an extent. But like, this is clearly a money move.
I mean,
This is clearly a money move.
you could say. I mean, you could definitely say it's a money move. The only problem, the issue, that I have is if you see that more and more players, and especially your elite players, your starters, your all-star players, your starters, are getting sick, and they are able to play, you're still compromising the team anyway.
I mean,
You're still compromising the team, regardless anyway. Like, are you really truly going to lose that much money by postponing the games? I mean, by postponing that, it doesn't mean the games are canceled. It just means you're just going to play later. How is that losing money?
trust me, if it was that easy, Steve, they would have done it already.
Okay, but how are you going to lose money if if you are going to play the games by default anyways? Because what difference does it make by playing games now or just playing games 2 weeks from now?
If that's the case, they would have done it. They would have done it already.
Well, I'm asking you, like, what's the problem?
I don't know exactly what the problem is. Like, there's probably like a logistical issue where you have people who are prepared and who plan their day around going to a game, and then they find out that the game is postponed and it's moved to another game. They may not be able to make it to that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who have days planned in advance. Something happens and they're like, instead of working this day, you have to work that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like it's not super, like, it's not easy. It's not as easy as just, move one day to the next and everything should be the same. No, that's not the case.
Hmm. Yeah,
Not the
all right.
case.
So let's continue. Teams
Wait,
are
wait,
hmm?
wait. Are you still reading the article?
Yeah, just real quick, real quick.
Okay,
So
okay.
teams are permitted to sign a one replacement player for each player who tests positive for COVID-19, and teams are required to sign at least one replacement player if two test positive. At least two replacement players if three test positive, and at least three if four or more test positive per ESPN. So yeah, yeah. So clearly, it's just a replacement until the guys are in full recovery. And here's the thing that I don't like about this rule.
Hmm.
My issue is this: if you are only going to sign a player, just for 10 days, I mean, to me, it's like as if you're just using the players. It's not like for your, obviously they're doing it for their benefit. They're taking advantage of the fact that you know people cannot play. But to me, this is more like a like you just giving guys scraps. That's what it pretty much is.
I mean, if the guy didn't want it, they didn't have to do it. But these guys clearly want to. Some of these guys clearly still want to play. Some of these guys are using it as an opportunity to get a look at either that team or a team down the line. Like we said last week, it really is about opportunity, gaining an opportunity to
What
play.
what what opportunity do a guy like Joe Johnson is really going to have? A guy who's 40 years old. Like, what opportunity is he really going to have?
Well, I mean, he's there, ain't he?
I don't know if he's still playing or not, but 10 days, like, that's just that I'm sorry, Brand. That's like a company is telling you, oh, you only, how when companies say you're only going to be hired just for the holiday season.
Hmm.
I'm not,
But
look.
but it's up to me whether to accept it or not.
I'm not taking that type of deal.
Hey,
I'm not taking that type of deal. Like
understand.
I think what I think that the players such as Isaiah Thomas, Joe Johnson, and who let me take a look. Who else was there?
I mean, Lance Stevenson.
Lance Stevenson, Cat Barber. I don't know who that is. You probably might know who these guys are. Malcolm Hill.
Al Freak Aminu. I've heard of him.
Yeah.
C.J. Miles.
CJ Miles. I heard of him. Obviously, Joe
He's on
Johnson.
Ilyasova was not on the team. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Go, keep going.
Gabriel. Trevon Scott. I heard of him. I can't remember. I can't
Brendan
remember.
Knight. Brendan Knight was not on the team. That's crazy.
Yeah. So these are all the players. Look, what I probably would have done is I would have tried to do some type of bargain, haggle, with the organization and say, listen, you got to get it. You got to give me at least 25 games or 25 days.
Why would a team waste their time bargaining with a player that's not on their team?
The
That's
reason
not your
why,
organization.
but wouldn't you say to some degree that the players would have leverage? Because
No.
if you don't have enough players to play, you have to be desperate enough to give people better contracts.
No.
You don't have anybody. What do you mean? No, you don't.
That's why they have the G League for a reason.
But you don't have anybody. If most of your teammates are unavailable, and you only have like 5, I think there was one team that only had like 7 players. Like you gotta sign guys.
All right, that's fine, but you don't need. But you're gonna haggle with someone for giving you an opportunity? No, that's dumb. That's dumb. Like especially if you're someone who's still inspiring to play. No, you're gonna take whatever deal they give you, and we're not gonna pretend that Joe Johnson hasn't made a shit ton of money in his career. Like he'll be fine.
He's probably broke. Why does he want to play still? I mean, he's probably broke.
I mean, he loved the sport, but trust me, he's not broke. He's not broke. He once signed one of the richest contract. He used to be the highest paid player in the league.
Yeah, I remember that. And you went crazy because of it.
No, I didn't go crazy over it. I'm like,
because you said he was overrated.
Yeah, I mean for what he's being paid. Yeah, he was.
Okay, but, so you got Witherspoon. You got I don't know who that is. Do you know who this is?
No, but he was a G League player for the Heat, and they brought him up because Kyle Lowry had COVID.
So how he's been doing?
He hasn't played yet.
All right, let's continue. Let's look at a couple more, and then I'll give you my last and final thoughts. I don't know these people. Yeah, okay. Are you okay? Quick question: are you surprised that Jeremy Lin hasn't got a call yet?
Like I said, I don't know where he is. I don't know where he's playing. I don't know if he's playing in China. I don't know. I mean, I think if he was here, I think he would get a call.
Mm-hmm.
If he was available, I think he would get a call. But I'm not sure if he's here or not.
Okay. Jordan Goodwin. Okay, yeah, I'm familiar. Okay, all right. So there's obviously a lot of players here that are being signed due to COVID. But this is what happens when you decide not to postpone games. You're going to bring in old players. You're going to bring in G League players. You're going to bring in retired players. Like you're still doing a disservice to your product anyway, because
for them the goal is to have the games run. Like you have Christmas. Like they did not want to cancel for Christmas because that's a big money maker for them in the economy. And I'm looking at the first game. The first game, Trae Young didn't play. And then the next game, I think I know the Brooklyn and LA, Kevin Durant didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Dallas game, I don't think Luka played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I agree with you on that part. But they did that because they didn't want to lose money. They didn't want to lose those Christmas games. It's all about the money. That's
it. The reason why I can't fully agree is because if it was really all about Christmas, then what's Christmas is past. So why can't you postpone the games now?
I don't know. Like if some teams are dealing. I know there's been some games that have been postponed, but ultimately, Some teams are dealing with it worse than others. It is what it is. But they definitely don't want, like, you can tell that interview he had a couple weeks ago. He said that we're not. It doesn't make sense for him to postpone, which means we're not interested in losing money. That's
Yeah,
what he said.
which means forget how the players feel. Forget about their health. We need to continue on making money.
Pretty much.
All right,
Pretty much.
so this is the last part I wanted to read. So basically, Isaiah Thomas' 10-day contract with the Los Angeles Lakers has expired, but there are still some relatively big names signed to hardship exceptions. Lance Stevenson, briefly Thomas teammates with the Grand Rapids Gold, is now a member of the Atlantic Hawks. And seven-time All-Star Joe Johnson is once again a member of the Boston Celtics. The Celtics drafted Johnson in, see, look, 2001. I knew it. He played around with Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That dude's old, man.
I mean,
okay.
I think he came into the league as a teenager. He's only 40.
Well, I'm talking about, for the league, for the NBA.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah. He's still young, like in general, but like 40 for the NBA. Yeah, that's you don't see that many 40-year-olds in any extreme sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless you're like the only team, like unless you're a quarterback or a kicker or a punt or a punter, like you're not really gonna go anywhere at that age.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't like that for quarterbacks until Tom Brady and Drew Brees. So.
Well, yeah, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and I think didn't Brett Favre make it to 40?
Yeah, but he stunk.
I think he did fine. I think he did fine because and obviously Peyton Manning he won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think
he wasn't very good either.
Yeah, he did fine. I think he did fine. He was a good I guess you could say like a good manager, whatever you call it. Like he was game manager. Yeah, he was good at that. He was really good at that. So, props to him. But as far as this goes, yeah. So 2001, he played around with Jordan, and he turned 40 in June, months before winning his second Big Three MVP award. Now, look, I'm going to go a slightly off topic, just for a little quick moment, because I remember you said when I was trying to give suggestions of how you should change the game for the WNBA, and you said no. But regarding to the Big Three, it's still basketball. They're not playing full court, but people still call it a basketball game. So obviously, even with the different rule changes and different slightly games being played, it's still basketball. The fundamentals.
They're playing glorified pickup games.
It's still fundamentally a basketball game. So they could do it. It could certainly be done. But I just wanted to make that point, because otherwise, if you were right, then the Big Three is not basketball.
I mean, it's backyard basketball. That's pretty much what it is. Playground basketball. That's what it is.
Basketball.
Because they know that if they actually played the actual sport of basketball, those guys would die on the court.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of that's a low blow, but all right.
It's not a low blow. Have you seen some of the guys that are playing?
And the Big Three? Yeah, they're out of shape.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say out of shape. They're old. Yeah, out of shape. Yeah, but they're old. They can't play that. They can't play that style of basketball. So they gotta do the pick up and play way. Like, they can do that. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. But they're like, I mean, we're not gonna sit there and pretend that we're not gonna pretend that it's real basketball, because it's not. It's not NBA basketball.
All right. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it.
All right. Now, shout out to Malta. Malta's in the chat.
Oh, what's up?
Hey, he said I just shot on the Big Three league. No, not really. But
you did. Yeah, you did.
It's not real basketball. Like, it's not.
It is real basketball.
Like a pigeon on a black car. But no, it's not. Yeah. It's not real basketball. It's not like it's not full court. Like traditional basketball is full court. That's what it is. Full court. Okay, playing half court, that's not real basketball.
It's still a basketball game. They have a basketball, right? They shoot, right? They dribble. All the fundamentals is still the same.
It
It's
says
just not.
it
It's
says
just
for the
not.
conditioning,
It
which is the
just
most important part.
but because it's not full court. That means it's not basketball anymore. Like no, that's a bunch of crap. That's faulty
It,
thinking.
it's backyard basketball at best. It's not. It's not NBA. It's not NBA quality. Frankly, it's not WNBA quality either.
It's better than WNBA. I tell you that.
I mean, you can think what you want, but I guarantee you they can't do what the WNBA players are doing.
I bet you they could beat them. I guarantee you that.
If it was half court, yeah, sure.
No,
But
I bet you they could beat them. I bet you.
If it's full court,
No,
those
no,
guys
no,
are
no,
gonna
no, no,
die in
no,
the
no, no,
court.
no, no.
If it's full
I
court,
bet you.
they're gonna die in the court.
I bet you they would destroy them, all of them.
All right. You can believe that if you want.
No. Like it's just facts.
I mean,
I'm
I
sure
never said the players aren't. I'm talking to Malta. I'm not saying the players are not good.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not saying that, but they're old. They're
So
old.
so
They're out of shape. That's the reality of the situation. It's not on the same level at the NBA, not even close.
So Joe Johnson couldn't last in the WNBA. That's basically what you're saying.
I mean, maybe Joe probably could. Joe probably could, but a lot of those other guys can't. I'll tell you that much. A lot of those other guys can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. You know, whatever. I think you're wrong. Because I think Joe Johnson. I'm pretty sure if JJ Redick came back, he would do fine.
Yeah, you're talking about guys who just got out of the league. You're talking about guys who just got out of the league. I'm talking about some of the older guys that were there. Some of the older guys that are there. That's who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Would you? Malta asked, would you mind WNBA All Star versus Big Three All Stars? I wouldn't mind. Like I'm not gonna tune in and watch, but I don't have a problem with them doing that.
They would get destroyed. We're talking about women versus men here. They will get absolutely demolished by the guys in Big Three.
If it's full court, they're not winning. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, they are.
I think the women would beat them in a full court game. That's what Malta said.
Yeah, I think you're wrong with that, Malta. We're still talking about men who are still stronger, still faster, and who are overall more skilled than the women. Which you have to remember to keep that to account. Mm-hmm. Yes. Tell me if I'm wrong, Tell me if I'm wrong.
I mean, it depends on it depends on the Big Three guys that you pick. No, it does depend. It does depend because I'm telling you this right now. If you see some of those guys who are playing in that league, those women would smoke them. They would smoke them.
Nah,
especially if it's full court.
I don't think they'll be able to handle the physicality.
He said Big Three players are way too old. They'll get tired running up and down the court. That's exactly what would happen.
I don't think they'll be able to handle the physicality, to be honest.
Who, the women? How can you be physical if you're getting tired running up and down the court?
Yeah, I'm telling you, they won't be able to handle the physicality. And I guarantee you they'll probably call fouls all day on the men because you're too strong, blah 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 blah. It'll be the Shaquille O'Neal effect. That's what it would be.
Okay. I don't. I mean, you can believe what you want to believe, but it is what it is.
So overall, Isaiah Thomas will not be playing. Here's his stats. I'm not really impressed with his stats anymore, and here are the reasons why. Because okay, so hold on, I think there's more. Okay, so in the Timberwolves game, he had 19 points, which I think is really good. Then it went down to 13 against the Bulls. Went down to 3 in 26 minutes against the Suns. Then it went down to 2 against the Spurs, and then
you want to know why his minutes went down?
And all of a sudden he didn't play anything against
you want to know why the minutes went down?
Because his points went down.
No, it's because
his points started diminishing.
No, because he can't play. Dude can't play defense. He can't play defense. He's too small. He's too slow. He can't play defense. He can't play defense, and he can't be explosive like he used to be. He can't be explosive like he used to be offensively to negate his defense. But right now, like he's not an NBA player anymore. He's just not.
So
He's
you
not.
so the Lakers did the right thing by not signing him,
I mean, if all their
extending
COVID
his contract. I mean,
if their COVID situation is fine, then what's the point of keeping him? I mean, what's the point of keeping him? Like there are people talking about Russell Westbrook not being a good fit for that team. Well, you can tell me he's 1,000 times better than what Isaiah Thomas is right now. You know what I mean? Like I mean, what's the point?
well, it says here that he's only 32 years old. He's still fairly young,
Like, that's
and
fine, but his hip. But I'm telling you, that hip injury he had was no joke. That hip injury he had was no joke, man.
yeah, I can't remember how he had it. Do you remember?
Hmm?
Do you remember how he got that injury?
No, I think he got it during that playoff run in Boston, and I think it was 2000. Shit, what year was it? It might have been 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That happened during it happened during there, and that was part of the issue that he had with Boston. He had the injury, and then it was according to him it was misdiagnosed because they said that he can play on it, and then it got to the point where it was so bad that he couldn't play on it anymore. If he had if he had rested it, he probably would have missed the playoffs if he had just rested it. But I mean, look at what he's done to his career.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, it cost him the big payday that he deserved.
huge payday he would have gotten.
Yeah, like Malta said here, I agree. I think Isaiah Thomas is gonna have a hell of a hard time competing in the NBA. Like it's not like I'm telling you, he
Yeah,
hasn't consistently been playing while only 5'9". Like his size is a big issue, and when you can't be that explosive, 25-point scorer that he was, like it. I mean, what else can you offer a team?
yeah,
Frankly, the same thing happened to Iverson in the last year of his career. Like he wasn't the same type of scorer. He was never like he was a decent defender back in the day with the steals, but like once that's gone and you're undersized and you can't guard anybody, like you're not people aren't gonna pick you, man. People aren't gonna put you on your team.
yeah. Yeah. Regarding to Al Iverson, yeah, you're right because his defense just completely went away as he gotten older, and to me, he was just too stubborn. He wanted to remain a starter. I don't know if you remember the drama with him and Hamilton.
Yeah,
And like I'll never forget what Hamilton said. Well, he basically said, "I'm not starting on the bench," and he's the champion.
I
Like
I agree with him. I 1,000% agree. I agree
you,
with
you
him.
1,000% agree, knowing that Al Iverson is the better player.
Was he at the time? Was he a better player?
I think so because remember when he went to Detroit, wasn't that after he was playing with Carmelo Anthony?
And they didn't keep him. What did that tell you? What did that tell you?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they didn't keep him either.
So like, and you're Rip Hamilton. You won an NBA championship for the team, and they want you to go on the bench for him. Like, fuck out of here. I would have said no. I would have said no to that too.
Oh, you would have said the same thing.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
would say no to that too.
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense, but it was a lot of drama going there though. But that was a very interesting story. But last but not least, you can see that this one is pretty much pathetic. So Joe Johnson, uh, 2 points. That's all he got. Two
Yeah,
points.
he only played 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 points. So I don't know why they only gave him 2 minutes. I don't see what I mean. You couldn't give the guy like 7-8 minutes, like 2 minutes. Like what's the point? It seemed like this was just garbage minutes. Like how they'll bring in the bench players like at the end of the game.
Hmm.
That's what it looks like what it happened to him. That's what it seems like. So he didn't even get that much of an opportunity to play. But hey, if he got some money, do you know how much money that they got for 10 days?
No.
Okay, I'll do homework on that later on. But yeah, so overall, the overall point is that I think the guy's getting a 10-day contract. I mean, to me, that's just chump change, in my opinion. And hopefully, I just hope that they do get an opportunity, to play at least for the remainder of the season. Why? Because this is an insult to me. To me, this is an insult. Like I said before, to me, this is the equivalent of a company telling you, "Oh, you're only going to be hired, just for the holidays. You're just going to be hired, just for the summer." No,
I
I'm
mean,
not. I don't like that.
but at the end of the day, like you accept it. If you accept it, then you know what you're getting yourself into.
You're talking about the players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they didn't have a choice.
No, they do have a choice. They could be like, yo, I don't want. I'm not going to play for that. They can. They absolutely have a choice. They 100% have a choice.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm happy that they got an opportunity. Hopefully, this will bring some exposure. But if you're not even going to play the players, like Joe Johnson only got 2 minutes. If you're not even going to play him, it's not helping his future anyway. So
Look, he had his future. Like he's fine. He had his future. Like like trust me, Joe Johnson will be just fine. He'll be just fine.
okay,
All right, let's move on to the next topic.
let's move on. Let me X this out now. We're done here. All right. So what's the next topic?
It's which console won 2021?
Okay, so we jump into gaming now. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So can you still see this?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. So PS5 versus Xbox Series X versus Nintendo Switch. Which console won 2021? All right. Hopefully this won't go for too long, but I have a feeling that it's going to be because did you read the article?
Oh, actually, no, I didn't. No.
Okay, so pretty much they basically gave like some type of scorecard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me see if I can do this real quick. So while the first full year of the Xbox Series X versus PS5 versus Nintendo Switch console war was impacted by delays, shortages, and detrimental factors largely outside of anyone's control, 2021 ended up being a surprisingly good year for games that still offered an early look at how the battle between the next gen consoles is going to play out. Which is the next gen console won 2021 though? Well, that question is obviously somewhat subjective and large based on a year that was anything but typical. But as 2021 comes to a close, now certainly seems to be the time to declare the year's winner as best as we're able. All right. So, okay, yeah, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
So here's pretty much how they do the scorecard. So in order to do that, we're going to assign each console 1 to 3 points, 1 to 3 points, in 5 different categories. And here are the 5 categories. The 5 categories are sales,
Mm-hmm.
how many units, obviously,
It's,
hardware.
I'm going to the Switch won that one.
Oh, you think the Switch one in sales?
It should.
Okay. How many units of each generation console were sold in 2021? This category is based on the most recently published official sale figures as well as the most reliable available estimates. Um, hardware. This category account for the advantages and disadvantages offered by every piece of hardware in each console's family.
If I had to guess, probably Xbox won that one.
Services. Points are rewarded in this category for the quality of exclusives.
Xbox is gonna win that
one. Exclusive services offered by each console. Unlike featured offered by each piece of hardware, these services are typically optional. You think Xbox won this one?
Mm-hmm.
Because of Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about exclusive games? Who do you think won that one?
Honestly, based on everything that I play, and look, I don't have a PS5, so I can't really speak on it. I personally I think Xbox won this one also.
Uh, something tell me. I think probably the Switch probably won this one.
I mean, what game came out outside of Metroid Dread?
They had I didn't they come out with the new Zelda game that came out?
No, that game didn't come out yet.
Oh, I thought it came out already. All right, so points are rewarded in this
I mean,
category.
you're the fanboy. You should know.
And exclusive games released. Yeah, I think I could have sworn it did. I saw it in stores, unless I read it wrong.
You must have read it wrong.
All right, so
oh shit. Breaking news. Breaking news. We don't have to talk about it too much. Yeah, we don't have to talk about it too much. But John Madden died.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Just now?
yeah.
No, no freaking way. What was it? Is this on ESPN?
I have the notification on my phone.
Oh, for goodness sakes! Can you are you able to find it? Are you able to find it?
Find what?
Like can you put it on display?
Um, hold on.
Oh my gosh, no way. Oh, my bad, Malta. You probably don't know. I don't know if you know who he is because I know you say you don't watch football, but he was one of the greatest commentators um in the NFL, at least in my opinion. Did you like him when you were commentating before?
Yeah,
You did?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, well, while you're doing that, it says that the sales um Nintendo Switch basically got a 3 in sales,
Mhm.
which is the highest that you could get. While the official sales numbers for every console generation console are sometimes subject to a reasonable margin of error. There's very little doubt that the Nintendo Switch dominated the sales year. In fact, some estimates suggest that Nintendo will have sold nearly 20 million Switch units by the end of 2021. So, I mean, look, Havanel, I know you hate Nintendo, right? I know you hate Nintendo, but you have to admit that the strategy that they put that you could actually play on the go, which I don't care about, by the way, but the strategy that they put that in had to you have to at least admit that that intrigued casuals and it intrigued the hardcore gamer. I mean, you basically
Is
it's
what
ba-
the
it's it's it's
is what the
almost
Wii U should have been.
it's
I've
it's
been said that. Is what the Wii U should have been.
don't you think? I don't know. It was probably ahead to. It would have been ahead of its time, don't you think?
No, 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 no. Because tablets existed when the Wii U came out. How dumb is it that you have a tablet that you only keep inside the house? It's dumb. And I said it was dumb when they did it. I knew that the Wii U was going to be an abject failure.
Or you knew that?
Yeah, of course I knew that. Because the appeal of tablets is that you can take it anywhere that you want. And all Nintendo had to do was do what they did with the Switch, and they would have been just fine.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, here you go. You see it on the screen. John Madden dies at 85.
Let me see. Okay, John Madden legend dies at wow 85.
I mean, he lived a long life. He lived a long, great life.
Yeah.
And like I said, like he was obviously he was a great one of the great coaches of our time. At least in the bygone era. Like but obviously I grew up with him doing commentary for Fox with Pat Summerall.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man. The only sad thing now is that his name is solely because of that garbage ass football game they make every year. So
Yeah. Yeah. So did they give a reason? How was it? Just natural causes? Just old age?
I mean, I'm assuming just I mean, the news just broke out, so we don't. I don't think we know much. I don't know if we know much else, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume it's natural causes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, condolences to the family,
Hmm.
to all the friends, that were really close to him, and yeah, it's really it is really sad to see a living legend like him, who had died. That's wow. Yeah, it is a shocking news. And look, a lot of these guys who have died recently, um like the legend Alex Trebek when he died, when I heard that he had died, I was just in completely.
Because you know that he had cancer.
Yeah, but it was still a shocker that when he died, you know what I'm saying? Because
No, to me it wasn't shocking because I knew he had cancer.
I mean, yeah, but don't, when you what even if you knew that somebody had cancer, like to okay, like for example, when Chadwick died, the one that played
Yeah,
Black
that was
Panther,
surprising. That was surprising.
yeah, but he had cancer too.
Yeah, but we didn't. No one knew about it.
Well, people had their suspicions because he had lost weight.
Yeah, but there was no official word that came out that he had it, that he had cancer or some type of cancer.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Plus he was like what 43.
I can't
I
remember
mean,
how old he was.
Kidvid in the chat. Shout out to Kidvid. 85 years isn't long at all. Like
Oh, Kidvid,
I
Kidvid
mean,
is actually here.
as a number, it's not long, but as an age, yeah, it's a long time. I think I'll be very lucky to live past 85. If I live past 70, I think I'll be fine.
Hmm.
But 85 is a long life. It's a long life. He lived a great life. Like these things happen. People die all the time.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you can live a great life, like especially the type of life that John Madden did, then there's nothing to be sad about.
I mean, people are still gonna be sad
Well,
having
yeah,
that they lost. Yeah,
the
come on,
family,
man.
yeah, the family, yes,
Oh,
the
come on,
family,
man.
the family, yes, but everyone else, like yeah, it's sad, but like you can like he lived a great life. It's not that sad.
Oh, for goodness sakes! Regardless if your life was great or not, the fact that it's lost and you're never coming back is still sad. Having know,
I
it's
mean,
still it's
people,
still
but
it's still
it's
painful to a lot of
death.
people.
Death is an inevitability.
Oh, okay, that's fine, but
It
that
just
doesn't
depends on when
that's
it just depends on when it happens.
that still doesn't mean that it's not impactful to people.
Yeah,
Like
no,
there's a
but
lot there's a lot of
he lived a great life.
okay, we understand that, but if you grew up, watching, listening to somebody on a daily basis or every week, you know what I'm saying, that's why I brought the whole Alex Trebek thing, because we have people who watch Jeopardy every single day, like my parents. They watch
Okay,
Jeopardy. They watch Jeopardy every single time. So obviously, when he had died, knowing if he had cancer or not, it impacted a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And even, look, even till this day, I don't even know if they still have a permanent host for that show yet.
yeah, I don't know if they do. I don't watch the show, so.
Yeah, but in any case, I once again, condolences to the whole family, and I really hope that everybody recovers soon. But he's in a much better place. So rest in peace, John Madden.
All right.
Any last words?
No, no, no. I agree with you. I agree with what you said.
Okay. All right. So back to our main program. So hardware, they gave Nintendo a 2.
Why did they give them a 2?
All right, let's read. So while somewhat underwhelming release of the Switch OLED was one of the two, it's hard to deny that the Switch hardware design is still one of the biggest contributors to its incredible success.
Yeah, obviously, but that we knew about that after the first year. What else? What else can it do past that?
Well, look, it says, well, time will tell if Sony or Microsoft will even try to directly compete with the Switch hybrid. They're not going to.
No.
I think they learned their lesson when they tried to imitate the Switch. I mean the Wii. I don't think they're going to. But for the moment, Nintendo has concerned that market with one of the most enjoyable, innovative. You see that, having an innovative console ever designed ever. Innovative.
Yeah, you can move on.
Yeah, innovative. And look. I mean, I know you hate the console, but look, you have to keep it real. Nintendo has been doing a very good job of trying to be different from the other consoles. That's what they're trying to do. And
I don't need them to be different. I need them to be good.
okay, but if they want to be different, so that way they don't have to compete. Because look, have you know, look at it this way. Everybody by now should know that Nintendo's hardware, ever since the GameCube, hasn't been powerful at all. But yet, with the exception of the Wii U, their consoles has constantly been selling. People,
No, 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 no. I don't need them to be. I don't need them to be powerful. I don't care about the power of the
yeah,
system.
you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you
No,
do.
I don't. But what annoys me is that they have these games that come out for it where it can't run on the fucking system, and the company that made the system don't tell the third party developer, yo, you can't release this game in this state. If you can't release the game running properly, it can't be on there at all. Period. And you can't tell me I'm not wrong about that. Because I
Well,
mean, because
and
you have the WWF 2K game, a 2K game that could not run on the system. You have tons of games on there that can't run that run on the system poorly, and like it's not acceptable. And I can sit there and bemoan the fact that Nintendo don't make strong hardware, but at the end of the day, the developers and publisher, they know what they're getting themselves into with that console.
how is that Nintendo's fault?
No. It's their fault by not checking them on the awful title that be on there, on the unplayable title that be on there. But beyond that, it's on the developers and publishers to make because they know what console they're making. They know what console it's on. So make the game playable. And if it can't play on it, then it shouldn't be on there. Period.
All right, so exclusive games, it basically got a 1.
Well, you said services. You skipped services.
Oh, services. While it got a 1 on services, 1 point. So while Nintendo finally decided to add 64 and Sega Genesis games to Switch Online this year, the subpar quality of those Nintendo 64 ports, as well as the premium price
Exactly.
required.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
those fucking emulated games don't run well on the system. That is inexcusable. If you're going to base a service or something on nostalgia, make sure the nostalgia is right. Make sure it's right, not freezing and crashing like some of these games I've seen on there.
Like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, same fucking thing as Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that you was going to bring the same energy. Okay.
No. Because the thing is that like I mentioned it on here. I mentioned it on here. We talked about it on here.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to Nintendo, the energy from Nintendo fanboys are not the same. They're not the same. That's why I've always hated about that fan base. They sit there, they bitch and complain about everyone else in the industry. But yet when it comes to Nintendo, they don't say shit to them, and they don't say shit about them.
You mean like call them out for their
Exactly. No, they don't. None of them do. And the funny thing is, a lot of these other fucking fanboys of the other consoles, when it comes to
My bad.
either as PlayStation fanboys,
Mhm.
Xbox fanboys, or PC elitists, they do the same. They give Nintendo the same pass. They are so quick to shit on anything that's Xbox, right? If you're a PlayStation guy, or PlayStation if you're an Xbox guy, or if it's consoles in general if you're a PC guy. When it comes to Nintendo, no one says nothing to them.
As far as their fan base, I mean, look, I remember people would complain when certain games were only available on Japan, and they would sign petitions to bring them over here to the U.S. I mean, people do talk.
And you have yeah, you're right. And a lot of the normal the normal Nintendo fan, they'll complain. It's the fanboys that don't. And I mean, I'm looking at one Kidvid. He said that Fighter Z on the Switch, the loading between fights turned them off.
Oh, the loadings.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, the loadings between the fights. Okay, I didn't. Let me read that. Okay.
You don't need to read it. I read it to you.
No, I just wanted to see it. Okay, Kidvid, you didn't read Kidvid's.
I did.
When he said that 64 was the most powerful console.
I mean, yeah. What did that do for you at the end of the day?
Yeah, but you mentioned how didn't you always mention how power is always important?
Well, it's important for year one, but it can't be the only thing that the system can offer.
Yeah, but look, the 64 was a very powerful console, but it was winning in the beginning, but then it finally lost.
Yeah, it lost because the PlayStation ultimately had better games, more games and better games.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, all right. So let's continue. Sales. It got
Wait, no, you're on PlayStation now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Future. Okay, so Future. We did services.
Mm-hmm.
We did exclusive games.
Exclusives, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Metroid Dread, Pokemon, Mario Party, Mario Golf. Well, most of them I don't care for. were all solid or better, but it's clear that Nintendo reliance on their own properties hit them especially hard in a year wherein everybody was struggling to get major games out on the door. So
Yeah.
it got a one. And on Future, it got 2 points on Future. Few upcoming exclusives can compete with the power of Breath of the Wild 2. Okay, so it didn't come out. You were right. Okay, it didn't come out yet.
Yeah.
But even if that game were to somewhat vanish off the face of the earth, Switch fans still have Splatoon 3, Metro Prime 4. I'm looking for it.
We haven't seen nothing from Metro Prime 4.
What do you mean?
We haven't seen. Have you seen any footage of Metro Prime 4?
No footage, no.
Yeah. So I mean, if they think that game's coming out next year, all right,
Yeah.
all right,
So
we'll
Metro
see.
Prime, Metro Prime 4, Pokemon Legends, Mario plus Rabbit, Sparks of Hope, and Triangle Strategy. And more to look forward to in the hopefully near future. So it got 2 points for that.
All right.
Okay, so PlayStation 5.
Mhm.
So sales, it got a 2. Are you happy with that score?
Yeah, it's fine. Like I mean, this selling like yeah, I think it's second in sales behind the Switch. So yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so while PS5 did break the Switch sales streak at one point this year, even Sony official figures seem to confirm that the Switch will outsell the PS5 in 2021 in terms of total units. The exact number aren't in yet, but it seems like Sony will end up selling around 15 million PS5s by the end of the year based on existing quarterly reports and quarterly estimates. Okay.
That's pretty impressive for a system that's not available in stores.
Um if a system is not available, that means it's selling though, haven't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think that really plays a part. Like if the
No, I think it
system,
does. I think it does play a part because people like the demand for the system is high.
yeah. So you should expect to for a device or a merchandise to constantly be selling if you can't find it in stores. If you can't find it in the store, that means they're selling.
I guess. I guess you can. Yeah, I guess, but yeah, you can move on. You can move on.
All right, hardware got a one.
Hmm.
All right. Do you feel like it should get a one?
I like I said, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I don't have enough experience with the system itself.
Okay, so while I absolutely love the PS5 controller, I have to say that I've yet to embrace or honestly even use so many of the PS5 control center features that Sony promoted ahead of the next gen console release.
Mm.
While it's also nice that the PS5 offers some native backwards compatibility options, something that Switch certainly can't boast, the limited nature of that system compared to Xbox Series X and Sony's sometimes controversial next gen's upgrade policies mean that even that hardware features comes with an asterisk. So there you go. Um Now, okay, it looks like they're being punished because of the lack of backwards compatibility, having with something that you completely
It
disregard.
has backwards compatibility.
Okay, but
It has
not
it.
it like the Xbox.
No, it's not on the same level because the Xbox with the Xbox,
Okay,
those games are
so they don't have
those
it.
games are upgraded. Those
All
games
right,
are
so
upgraded.
I don't know,
No, no,
but
no. You're not listening to me. Those games are upgraded. That's what they're complaining about.
how is that Xbox fault?
It's not Xbox's fault. Like I didn't say it was anybody's fault. I'm just telling you what the situation is. It has backwards compatibility.
So you could play
Yes,
all
yes, yes,
PS1 games,
yes,
PS2 games,
yes. Oh
PS3
no, no,
games,
no, 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 no,
PS4
no, no,
games.
no, 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 and you can't do that on the Xbox either. But you can play. But every
Uh,
the vast majority of PS4 games you can play. What they're complaining about is that a lot of the games that you can play the 360 and Xbox One games get upgraded automatically due to I don't know how it works, but like but they get upgraded. So let's say for example, if you want to play the Xbox Series version of of let's say an Xbox, like random Xbox game, like Halo, right? Let's say if you have an Xbox One, you playing Halo. It's an Xbox One game, so it looks like Gen. If you play it on the Series X, it'll be upgraded to the Series X version, so you don't have to buy the Xbox One X version of that game. You automatically have it regardless of where you play it on.
But will it be the exact same level as if you bought the original Halo for the Xbox Series X?
It'll be on the same level.
The
As long
exact
as you,
same level.
as long as you're playing on the X, it'll be next gen, all that stuff, all that extra shit that comes with next gen.
Hmm.
And PlayStation doesn't offer that.
Okay. Now, with PlayStation, is only backwards compatible to the PS4.
Yeah.
Okay, so not the PS3, not the P. That's what I was
No, yeah, no.
Okay, so it's only to the PS4 games. All right.
Hmm.
All right. So services, it got two. PlayStation now gives the PS5 an advantage over the Switch. In this area, and the free monthly games you get with PlayStation Plus are certainly comparable to those offered by other services. However, no Sony gaming service can match the value of Game Pass and everything that Microsoft has built around that service. We'll see if that changes in 2022 as the PlayStation team reportedly prepares to debut a expand subscription service. Here's what I have to say about this.
Hmm.
All right. Now, clearly the PS5 is already outselling, the Xbox One X. Now, look, I understand that you cannot find neither one in stores. So, in my personal opinion, both companies are happy. To me, I think,
Hmm.
because regardless which console sells more, you still can't find, the consoles anywhere anyway. So, I would assume that as much as they try to bring into retail stores, more and more consoles are getting, pulled out from the shelves, are being bought from the shelves, or from online. So to me, I believe I don't see the purpose that Sony is trying to respond with Microsoft, because they're still outselling their consoles anyway. What pressure does Sony feel like they need to obtain in order to respond to this stupid service? Because look, they're doing fine sell wise anyway. People, it's still in high demand. People still want one. People are paying top dollars for it. So I don't understand why they are so quickly to respond to Game Pass.
I think they don't want to be left behind. That's what it is. They don't want to be left behind. They literally have to justify paying. They literally have to convince people to pay $70 for their exclusive as opposed to 15 or 10, whatever, to get every exclusive that Microsoft comes out with. That's the thing that Sony. That I think that's the thing that Sony has to that they have to worry about.
Hmm.
That's
Is
what they're
that
worried about.
that's what they worry about?
Hmm.
All right, and you agree that it only deserves 2 points?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care about that. That's fine. 2 points is
Okay.
fine.
All right, exclusive games also got 2 points. Are you okay with
Hmm.
that? I'm
Um.
I'm, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think they should have brought this up to three. But go, what are you gonna say?
All right, hold on. Malta said that. Well, before let me read this. Um, he said that Malta said that the N64 was way better. Um, I mean, no, it wasn't. But like I said, it's your opinion. That's fine. We can all be
No,
wrong.
I will help you with that. As far as the console, obviously, the fact that it was a much more powerful console. I do think it was better as far as performance and everything. Because even though um one of the things that people actually complained about, with the Sony console, at least at the time, was that whenever the disc was somewhat damaged, the game was obviously unplayable.
Hmm.
And I don't remember having that issue when I had the PS2 or with the PS3. Like when the disc would have like constant scratches, or it was like really dirty, the game was still playable. It wasn't like that with the PS1, at least from my experience.
Hmm.
Um, so to me, that was one of the few generations where you had to have both, in my opinion. One of the biggest regret that I ever had in my life was not owning a 64 or a Dreamcast. Those were my biggest regret when it comes to gaming. I really wanted to have a 64 because of all the wrestling games that they had. I wanted to play, Zelda at the time. Obviously, Smash Brothers, and you had, the Mario Kart. You had freaking, Turok, the Turok series, the
I
GoldenEye
mean,
series.
I'm not gonna sit there and act like the N64 is a bad console. I'm not saying that. I'm
Well,
just saying that
you're acting like as if it was just a irrelevant console.
no, it wasn't irrelevant. I like the N64 was a great console. It just wasn't better than the PlayStation.
Well, but if you think the PlayStation had better games, that's fine. But
It did.
let's not act like as if 64 didn't have um console sellers. You know what I'm saying? Like
I never said that. I never said that it didn't.
they had games where, oh my gosh, I had to buy a 64 to play this game. Now PlayStation had it too, but
Had more of them.
let's not act like let's
They
not
had
act,
more of them,
what I'm trying to say.
especially near the end.
What I'm trying to say was that generation was the generation where you had to have both, in my opinion.
If I
You had
had
to
money,
have
I
both.
probably would have had both. If I had money,
Yeah. Sony can't manufacture as fast as Microsoft Xbox wins. Okay.
I mean, if that's the case, they would have Xbox Series X at the store. And he said, and Malta said before you continue, Malta said, "Who acknowledging a Nintendo console is good." Yeah, I don't have this. I don't have the
That's funny.
hatred. I don't have the hatred for Nintendo that you guys think I do.
You
But
do.
I have standards for the console that a lot of Nintendo fanboys don't have. Right? Like anything that they do that's wrong. Whenever I mention it, I get called a fanboy for it,
No, you get you
or
get
a hater, or a hater
you get
for
a
it.
you get called a Nintendo hater.
For
I
it.
call you that.
Yeah, but the thing is, the reason why you call me that is because I say the things that they should do for me to like for me to like them, and when they go the opposite, I'm supposed to sit there and be like, oh, it's okay. No, if you're not giving me what I want, then I'm not buying your product. That just simple. It's as simple as that.
They have given you everything you have possibly asked for, and you still didn't purchase their stuff.
Like what? What did they give me?
When you asked for games, they gave you games, and you still didn't buy the console.
What game did they give me?
They gave you all the great Mario games. They gave you all the
I don't play Mario. I don't
okay
play
okay,
Mario.
but you
Continue.
said you said
Keep going.
you
Keep
said you
going.
were you said you was a huge fan of Kirby. They gave you Kirby games. You said
Okay.
you love Donkey Kong. They gave you Donkey Kong games. And no
I
no
don't
no
I
no no
don't I
no
don't
no
I
no
don't
no
know.
no no
I don't love Donkey Kong. I
no
like
no no
the
you,
original
no, you
game.
did.
I like the original Donkey Kong Country 1 and Donkey Kong Country 2. Those are the Donkey Kong games I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like the character, but when it comes to the games, I like Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2.
Yeah, okay.
What else are they giving me?
They gave you the Smash Brothers game. They gave you
I'm not into Smash Brothers like that.
oh see
Now,
see
what I, no, 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 no,
here's
no, no,
here's the
now,
here's the
now
flip
what I said,
flopping
now what I
again.
said,
Here's
no,
the
no,
flip
no, no, now
flopping
what I
again.
said, I would buy it if I had a Switch only because you play. That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue on.
There's some, let me read some more of this, and then we can continue. Right? Malta said, "I'm very nostalgic for the Nintendos I had when I was a little kid." Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. He said, "N64, Game Boy Color, GBA." Yeah, Game Boy Advance is my favorite Nintendo handheld of all time. And he's a big fan of Donkey Kong. He said that Donkey Kong is gnarly. Yeah, I like Donkey Kong too. I'm not huge into their games, but but I'll answer that. Keep reading. Read the final thing, and I'll read this comment from Walter. Go ahead, read
Um.
about the exclusive games.
Yeah, the exclusive. While I previously speculated that the PS5 2021 exclusive would be better than the Xbox Series X exclusives, that was before Ghostwire and Horizon Forbidden West were delayed to 2022. Those delays changed the dynamic just a bit. Still, Returnal, Deathloop, Ratchet and Clink ended up being what does that stand for again?
Game of the year.
Game of the year. Okay.
Mhm.
Quality exclusive and smaller titles like Kenya, that stupid wannabe Zelda game. I think it is. Isn't
You
that
know,
what it was? Yeah.
I don't know if it's a wannabe Zelda game, but I heard a lot of people like that game.
Isn't it? I could have sworn that was the freaking Zelda. Isn't that the Zelda Wind Waker wannabe game?
I don't think so. But
Okay,
I'm
so
not sure.
it must be something else. Help with the PS5 exclusive lineup. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, I guess they're right. The future. Okay, 3. God of War. Obviously, that's going to be huge. The God of War game should be on any short list of the most anticipated upcoming exclusives. But it really the potential of major upcoming games like Final Fantasy. Um,
16.
no, I'm trying to
16.
read.
Hmm?
No, KOTOR. What is that?
Knights of the Old Republic remake.
What?
Knights of the Old. It's a Star Wars game.
Oh yes. The new the one that we saw in the game awards. Okay.
No. That's a different one. That's a different one. This one is a remake of an old Star Wars game, a very popular Star Wars game that which was actually exclusive to Xbox when it came out. Now the remake is being made exclusively for PlayStation, at least for the first couple months.
So it's a timely exclusive for the PlayStation.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So all right. So we got that. Marvel's on Wolverine. Man, it's been a long time. You know what? I think the last Wolverine game that came out was that Wolverine movie. What was that Wolverine movie? It was based on a Wolverine movie.
So I'm sure it was bad.
Actually, it wasn't really that bad. Now, the Wolverine Revenge, that one was just mediocre. I don't know if you remember that one, but
Mm.
there was a Wolverine Revenge video game, and then there was a Wolverine game that was that was the era when you had all these movies that would come out, and then they would make a game based on that movie. And at that time, I think Spider Man was the only one that was good. Everything else, was just awful.
Hmm.
Everything. I don't know if you remember that trend back in the
No.
day. But yeah, Gran Turismo 7, Forbidden West, Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm interested in that one, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. Obviously, I'm interested in that. So yeah, so it definitely deserves 3 points, you know, for the future. Absolutely.
Um, Multi asked, "Do y'all have any PS5 exclusives?" Well, no, I don't because I don't have a PS5. So
Yeah, I don't have a PS5, but trust me, I spent my time trying to get one, and I just gave up of trying to buy one. I gave up because it was just too much of an inconvenience for me to sit there trying to get one. Like, and matter of fact, Havana was there. He was in the chat. He was in the chat with us. Where me and then, one of my our friends, we were both trying to get one, and we couldn't. I couldn't get that or the Xbox. So I just basically gave up. I
all right,
gave up. So
all right, let's move on to my stuff.
let's finish up because all right, so here's the Xbox. So sales, it got 1 point.
Mhm.
Sales, it got 1 point. So Microsoft is notorious,
Notoriously,
hang on.
notoriously,
I can say it right. I can say it right. Notoriously private when it comes to releasing exact Xbox hardware sales figures, but even the most generous estimates suggest that Xbox Series X/S will finish in third for the year in terms of next generation unit sales. Now, see, now Malta, you said that when it comes to manufacturing, that they were the best, but if that was the case, they should be number one right
no,
now.
Malta didn't say that. I think it was Kidvid that said that.
Oh, Kidvid. Oh, my bad, Malta. Kidvid. Yeah, if you're listening, Kidvid, if what you're saying is true, shouldn't Xbox Series X be the number one in sales? Because if there were more Xbox available, obviously then we have more sales, correct? Let's see if he actually responds.
To
Um,
me personally, I think the vast majority of people right now want PS5s. I think obviously a lot of people, obviously the Xbox is a very popular console, but to me, the thing that people want, at least for right now, in my opinion, is the PS5.
the reason why I have a hard time believing it now is because of, like you said, Game Pass. I think the fact that you are able to play free games,
I mean that's what Sony's gonna have to combat in the future. But I think right now, I think Game Pass, while it's popular, but it's not something. I don't think it's mainstream, at least not yet. I don't think it's gone. I don't think it's gone to that level of full mainstream yet.
why? Because you think not enough people know about it, or what?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Because when you look at Xbox, how many Xbox Game Pass commercials do you see?
Not much.
Now, how many Game Pass ads do you see?
Not much.
Yeah, I think they're the thing. I think the way that they're trying to go at it, I think they're going at it small because, like I said, they want people to buy the consoles and purchase, and they want people to get Game Pass. But the thing is with Game Pass, that it goes completely counter to what's going on when it comes to retail. In retail, I don't know the health of retail nowadays because, like I said, I've heard, obviously you see some stuff going on with retail when it comes to like Best Buy not doing as well and stuff like that. But like I said, I think Microsoft doesn't want to alienate retailers because, like I said, Game Pass is a digital only thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could sell games for it. That's fine. You could sell games for it, and people, you know, probably will still buy the games. But at the end of the day, like if you can get a game, if you can get game in that system, why are you buying? Why in the Game Pass ecosystem? What are you buying games for?
Well, you have to remember this is I think I said this already, but let's say next generation comes along, right? And you get the next gen console and whatnot. All of those games that you had free access to, guess what? You can't play them anymore.
That's fine, but as long as they pay $15 a month, they'll have access to them.
Yeah, as long as they continue to pay.
Yeah, that's
There,
fine.
there's never a situation where you could stop paying and then you still be able to have access to those games.
That's fine.
I'm
But people,
sorry,
people,
I'm not interested.
that's fine. But people have the expectation of either the choices, either pay $60, pay $70 for the game that you want, or spend $15 a month for Game Pass.
Yeah, spend $15 for a lifetime. That's what you basically have to do. You have to continue to pay in order for you to have access to these games. And if you stop paying, guess what? All of those games that you had access to, you can't use them anymore. That's the problem.
I mean, yeah, but is it a problem that people are going to make a big deal? Ultimately, I don't know. I don't know. Like that's the thing that I think that's what Sony's banking on.
You think that's what Sony wants?
Yeah, they don't want people. They would prefer to have people pay $60, $70 for their games. But if Microsoft's gonna be like, yo, you pay $15 a month, you can play every game that we make. You know, that's it. Like, yeah, I mean, that's something that trust me, a lot of people are going to. A lot of people have turned on this, and and I think I think Microsoft is banking on everyone wanting the service.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's continue. Let's continue.
Yeah, let's finish up. So, hardware, it got three. There may come a day where the PS5 advanced SSD helps it pull ahead of the Xbox Series X in which terms of power.
Which
But
is not. Which is not. This is dumb. Like I don't know why. I don't even know why. I don't know. The person who probably wrote this probably not a real gamer. But whatever.
okay. Um, but in the year when true next generation exclusives were few and far in between, it was the Series X quality of life and consumer friendly features that sets it apart. Do you agree with that, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you was gonna start talking crap. All right, cool. Um, Xbox Quick Resume features a generally
Resume.
more useful than anything
Resume.
offered.
Resume. Resume.
Oh, I said resume. My bad.
Yeah. That's
Quick,
fine.
feature in generally more useful than anything offered by the PS5 Controls Center, and the console's backwards compatibility programs are strictly better than any other similar services offered by other consoles. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sorry, I haven't no. You could dismiss or disregard backwards compatibility all that you want to, but I'm telling you right now. I told you this, and I said this to Malta also. Backwards compatibility is what people want. Is what people want.
and they
And
and they and and they
and if that wasn't the case, and if I was wrong about that,
and they ended
that
it.
if I was wrong about that, why is it that Nintendo and Sony's bringing all these stupid extra services? Oh, you could play these old games as much as you want. You could play 64 games and Sega Genesis games. If backwards compatibility was not a thing, they wouldn't have not offered you those services. All right, you got nothing to say, so let's move on.
No,
Uh,
we've already been through this conversation already.
let's move on. So
No.
program.
You don't want me to say what I have to say. I'm not interested in
All
saying it.
right, okay, so let's move on. If you're not interested in saying, let's move on. All right, let's continue. Don't complain about it when you decide not to say anything, but then you complain when I say let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Services gets 3 points. This particular conversation begins and ends with Game Pass. Microsoft took a big risk when they decided to bet a large part of their future on a gaming subscription service, but every year since Game Pass debut remind us how valuable it is. And then you know what he forgot to mention is, remember how Microsoft is also having a some type of where you could basically pay every month if you can't afford to buy the Xbox upright. You could are they still doing that plan?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I think it has to be. I think it's store specific, and I don't know. I don't know if there's any stores doing it.
okay. All right. Yeah, let's skip all of this. So we're almost there. Two more to go, right? Yeah, two more to go. Exclusive games got 3 points. To be perfectly honest, I didn't expect Halo Infinite to be nearly as good as it ended up being. However, the game and Forza Horizon 5 ultimately gave Xbox exclusive heavily hitters they've been missing in recent years. While the PS5 still ended up delivering one more can't miss major exclusive this year, Xbox two big guns were well supported by noteworthy smaller titles like 12 Minutes, The Gunk, the Artful Escape, and all these other games I don't care about. Do you care about these games?
No, the only two games I care about is Forza and Halo. That's it.
Okay. Um, this was a tough category to call, but the quantity, almost the quality. Oh, here it is. The quantity of the quality exclusive ultimately gave it a slight and surprising edge. So it got 3 points for exclusives. And for the future, it only got a 1. Uh, Fable, Perfect Dark, Red.
Wait, that don't make no fucking sense whatsoever.
What?
It gets a 1. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, you got a 1. That's what it says right here. I'm
That's
not.
dumb.
All right, elaborate. Just go ahead. Elaborate.
Like, okay, so you give you're so high on Game Pass.
Wait, me? This is
No, no,
not.
no,
This is not me.
I'm not talking about
Oh,
you. I'm
okay,
not talking
okay.
about you. I'm talking about them, right?
All right.
They're so high on Game Pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they know that, at least I hope they know that that they bought Bethesda, and there should be more games coming out on the horizon when it comes to these games. The Game Pass is only like realistically is only supposed to get better from there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So why the fuck would you give them a 1? It's so stupid. Like, why would you give them a 1? Because nothing you said before when it came to the services, when it came to the exclusives, when it comes to the hardware, which would lead you to believe that the future of the system was nothing but bright. But if you're going to give them a 1, like, what the fuck like, how does that make any sense?
I think I hear what you're saying. I think the only thing that I could think of
No,
is.
let me read it. Hold on. Go ahead. Continue talking. Let me read this.
Oh, you're gonna read one? No, go ahead, read it. I'm actually tired of reading, so
All
you
right.
read it.
Microsoft may have narrowly won the exclusive race this year, but it's important to remember that they don't typically emphasize exclusives in the same way that Sony and Nintendo do. So while Starfield should be one of 2022's biggest games, questions that remain about the state of some of Xbox other noteworthy exclusive titles such as Halo 4, Perfect Dark, Redfall,
Fable 4.
whatever.
You said Halo. It's not Halo. Fable 4.
Fable 4, whatever. Forced me to give the edge to Sony and Nintendo in this department. On paper, it seems to have more sure thing big hits in their arsenal. I mean, like I said, like they like okay. In fairness to him, we haven't seen nothing of Starfield. We've seen nothing of Fable 4. We really haven't seen nothing of every game that he mentioned here. The only game that we've seen anything of substance on is Hellblade 2. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are but like I said, if you are so high on everything regarding the console, why is the future a 0 or 1? It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Why is it a 1? If you're high on all the features, why is the future of the console bleak in your eyes? Not bleak, but a 1 in your eyes. It don't make no sense.
I think I think they're purposely dismissing the the games, but like you said, if we don't know or even have like a quick trailer of what the game is about, then I think that counts against them, against Xbox, because you didn't show anything. If what you're saying is true, that the only thing that we got to see was Hellblade, then
I mean, but then in the second paragraph they talk about the Bethesda exclusives. Like we don't know what games are coming out for it, but we know that those games are going to be on the Xbox. Correct. So how can you sit there and act like the future's not bright for them? Like that is dumb in my opinion.
Yeah. I see where you're going. You're gonna say that, especially knowing how Game Pass is going to be, knowing that they bought Bethesda and all the great quality games that they make. And for you to say that the future is the 1, yeah, it is somewhat baffling to me. It is, I am a bit perplexed with that. So let's finish. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
All right. So as far as it basically said, so who won? Third place on Nintendo Switch got 9 points. Because remember, services was the 1, exclusive was the 1, hardware was the 2. Like I wrote some of them down. Second place was PlayStation, 5 to 10 points. PlayStation team has gotten a bit more delays and other circumstances beyond their control, but there are very little doubt that the PS5 will soon become worthy of a successor. Okay, whatever. And they did announce the winner.
Yeah, they did. Microsoft.
Where? Oh, okay. Here it is. So Microsoft got 11 points. So yeah, that's so okay. So basically, Microsoft got 11 points. They became the winner. Do you agree?
It's fine. Like I like of all the games that's come out for all three companies, as far as like exclusive games, they have the two that I actually would rather play, that I would play the most, which is Forza and Halo.
You don't care about the PS1. You don't care about the PS5 exclusives?
I do, but I don't play Ratchet and Clank. Like I don't play Ratchet and Clank. I actually would like to try Returnal. And definitely I don't give a shit about Deathloop. That game looks like dumb. And it's not, and it's technically it's a game made by a Microsoft owned studio anyway. So yeah,
Microsoft makes the game, but it's exclusive for PlayStation?
No, well, Arcane Studio. I think Arcane Studios is the one that make it. They're part of Bethesda, and they bought. And obviously, Microsoft bought Bethesda while they were making the game, so they are contracted to make the game for PlayStation. Even though like even though Microsoft bought them, they still have to make the game for PlayStation because they make.
Oh snap! You for real?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to make it despite the fact that Microsoft bought the company.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What? and you said they didn't have a choice. Like Microsoft couldn't do anything about it.
Well, I mean, Microsoft probably could have bought the game off or whatever, but like that's. But I think Phil Spencer said that all the projects that were being made are going to be completed. So.
Okay. So Microsoft couldn't do anything. Their hands were tied, pretty much.
Oh yeah, but I don't think he wanted them to stop making the game. Like I don't think he wanted to do that.
Okay. In my personal opinion, I'm glad. This was a long topic. But I'm actually not surprised the Xbox Series won, because ultimately I think like we've been saying for the past couple of weeks, Game Pass is basically the future, and I think it gave them leverage, and I'm pretty sure eventually a lot of people are going to line up and continue to buy Xbox, because look, at the end of the day, everything is going up. I've been hearing how people are getting sick and tired of paying for Netflix, paying for Disney Plus, paying for all this other subscription crap, paying online, to play video games, and all these other extra services. That and things are getting more expensive. I think eventually Xbox Series. I eventually believe Game Pass is going to be the near future because it is cheaper. But for me, I still prefer to own my games, to me. So, but yeah, hey, if they won, congratulations, they won, whatever. So
I mean, they won based on one.
one, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like whatever. To me, I think it's had the better year because it had the better games. So
Malta said backwards compatibility is great. Malta, I couldn't agree with you more, but that's why I wanted to just completely move on, because I've been trying to tell this dude backwards compatibility matters. It still matters. People still want to play old games. I still want to play old games, and there's games that that were available that I just missed. Like there's so many games out there that I want to play so bad that I have an opportunity to. And if there's a way for me to experience those games eventually, then I'm going to support it. So yeah.
anyway, let's go. Let's move on to this topic. Let's see. Let's go to this is a fairly recent topic. I added this last minute. I probably shouldn't have because, like I said, we're running late. But this happened. It was too big to ignore. I didn't want to wait a week to talk about it. So you see this topic from Bloomberg Opinion from Tai Kim, and I have a tweet I have to show as well. But video game industry struggles to shake sexist attitudes, and denigrating portrayals of women are common in popular titles. But a hit Sony game offers a glimmer of hope that things are changing. Here's the problem with this, right? I don't. I feel like this guy. One, I don't think he's a real gamer, and it's not a knock on him. But I feel like he discovered this game yesterday, right? All right. Let me read the article. The video game business has a long and troubled history of sexism and gender stereotypes. A round of scandals at multiple gaming companies offered a sad reminder that the industry has a lot more to do to fix its culture and eventually repair its reputation. That I agree with him on. I agree with that. I agree with that part because there's been situations and lawsuits and stuff like that at multiple companies regarding regarding harassment when it comes to some of their female employees and even some of their male employees. That I agree with.
So wait, the female employees are getting harassed by the male employees.
In some cases, yeah. Like I know. Activision had like this huge scandal a couple months ago, and and you've heard stuff like that from other companies like Riot Games. I think they settled a lawsuit today. There's been stuff like this going on at Naughty Dog as well, from a guy who made accusations, and it's like it's an issue.
Are we talking about sexual harassment? Like
Yeah,
what are the specifics?
I don't know the specifics, but like it definitely tends to lean towards sexual harassment.
So the men are being sexually harassed by other men.
I in some cases, yeah. In some
My,
cases, yeah.
my goodness. So
But the situation is, but here's the problem that I have with this article, right? And to me, and this is part of it when I'm about to read this part right here. Just because you have women who are portrayed in video games as strong women, doesn't mean that the industry still don't have issues with sexism and sexual harassment. Those two are not they're not the same. They're not the same. At least in my mind, they're not the same. So like, so let me read this. But the situation isn't hopeless as a hit release from Sony shows. There's a big market for games that portray women as smart and resourceful actors rather than as pawns, victims, or objects of male desires. Let me scroll down here.
All right,
I don't want to go.
stop. Go back up. Go back up.
Mm,
Okay. This dude is an idiot. Okay, he's an idiot. All
mm-hmm.
right, okay. Maybe I'm interpreting this wrong, but what he's basically saying is that I guess when it comes to females, they're always being portrayed as sex objects.
At least according to him, and I feel like I don't know, man. Like I think that's something that was more common back in the day than it is now. And the thing is that now I think that's something that I think is more of a Western thing. Like I think that's more of a Western thing than it is when it comes to the Japanese market. Because one of the biggest things about the Japanese is that while the people in general are very reserved, they have they portray women in gaming a lot differently than they do in the West for the most part. You know what I mean? Like it's a culture thing. It's a culture thing. Like it's not. I don't think it's something. I don't think it's sexist or anything like that. I just think it's different. I think it's different. They portray women to look like women. It's slightly exaggerated in some cases, but I think like I don't know. You have something to say before I go or before I
Like
continue?
because it says here that there is a big market. I'm gonna see if I could get this right. So there is a big market for games that portray women as smart and resourceful actors rather than as pawns, victims, and objects of male desire. Like, see, this is why I call him an idiot, because he basically ever since games you know ever existed, when, well, I shouldn't say back then, but like when you see games such as any fighting, let's look at fighting games for example.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the females in that game, would you agree that they're absolutely being overly sexualized, or do you think it's that's a bit?
It depends on the game. It depends on the game. Like, all right, so for example, a game like a game Dead or Alive,
I knew he was gonna
right?
say that.
Yeah, that's obvious. That's obvious, right? We're not gonna pretend that it's not that.
Hmm.
But then you look at a game like Street Fighter. Like I'm not gonna sit there and pretend that some of those women are sexualized, but even if they are, like to me personally, I don't find that I don't see that as an issue. And I'm gonna tell you, and the reason why I don't see it as an issue is because I feel like there's room for all types. Like sexuality is a part of human life. That it is what it is. Especially nowadays where you have women who are more comfortable with their sexuality nowadays. You know what I mean? I just think that it's just a part of life. It's just a part of life. If you're always gonna have women who are reserved, and you have some who are more flamboyant, and that's fine. That's fine because those things exist out in the world, out in the world.
Well, my issue is that because for him to say as objects of male desires,
I
like
mean
dude,
I mean technically that's true.
okay, but that's just about in every industry. It's not just not just video games. That happens everywhere. Especially when you're trying to sell a product, and they what do they do? For example, like when it comes to alcohol, when you see all these commercials and you see nice looking women, obviously they're doing that to entice us to buy their product.
No,
Like
I get no, I get that part, but
okay, so if you get that part,
mhm.
you obviously, if they stop doing that, if they stop using that strategy, a lot of these companies will feel, even if you want to mention the gaming industry, that it will compromise their sales. It will compromise
This is where I'm going to fight back. What's going on, Nintendo Gamer? How you doing? Here's where I'm gonna fight with you on this, right? Here's the thing, right? Like with Aloy, right? Let me scroll up to Aloy, right? Now you look at her. What do she look like? Someone who like? How does she look? What's your first thought? What's your first thought of her?
When I first saw her the very first time, I thought she was like a Native American
Okay.
because the way she's dressed.
Do you find her attractive? Yes or no?
No,
Okay. Is it a problem that she's not attractive?
no, not really.
No, you mean not really? Is that a yes? Isn't a yes or no question?
No, not not really. I don't think so.
Okay. Like to me, I don't care how she looks. I don't care.
Well,
Right?
let me stop you real quick. I know you say that you don't care, but answer this question for me.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a costume where she would probably be, you know, a little bit like you said, flamboyant,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a bit provocative or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like because a lot of these video games, unfortunately, you can't unlock costumes for winning. You have to unlock them for paying your
Well,
money.
I mean, in that game, you don't do that. You actually unlock outfits by actually playing the game.
Okay, a lot of the games you have to pay for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, like Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, answer this truthfully. If she had a costume where she was a little provocative,
Mm-hmm.
do you think people would pay for it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the thing. People what I get, and I guarantee you haven't know because majority of the people who play these games are males. We know that.
Wait. Before you say that, while I agree with you, you also have to understand that there are lots of women playing games nowadays. No,
No. Let me stop you because
no.
because numbers still do matter.
Okay, that's fine. Numbers
Numbers
do
still do
matter, but
matter.
there are more women
Wi-
playing games now than ever. You have
They
tons of women who are
that's
playing games.
true,
You have
but
tons of women who are streaming these games.
not games like
And
this.
you have
We
women
don't
and
you
you have
don't you don't
you have
listen
women
listen
in
listen
game
listen
and you
listen
have
listen.
women in games and
Listen,
women making these games as well.
okay, it's not okay when you look at the numbers, majority, especially when it comes to IT in general, whatever it's computer based, engineering based, video game based, it all falls in the same category as IT. Like Yoshi was telling me about when we was having that argument with him in the chat. Majority in every single one of those fields, although you may be right that there's more women that are playing, it's
There are more playing. There are more women who are involved or involved in these
vast
games more now than ever.
vast majority of the people who are making these games or in computer electronic base are males. That's a fact. It's
All right,
over
that's fine.
80, it's over 80%.
But do you
That's
think?
still
But here's the
that's
question. But here's the
hold on,
question.
hold on,
But
hold on,
here's the
hold on, hold on.
question.
Go ahead.
No, continue. And then I have a
All right.
question to ask you.
Okay. It's still way over 80%. You can't alienate the 80% for the 10 to 15%. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Alienate them for
So
what? From doing what?
when we were discussing about the costume, because you said, "Oh well, we have more females, that are playing, video games." In my opinion,
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough female playing games like this. I don't think we have a lot of females playing games like Horizon or God of War.
I mean,
I
look,
don't think
like,
so.
look, there's
Now,
definitely
now
there's definitely a movement of
games
more women playing these type of games.
games like Minecraft, I can understand that. Games like Mario, I can understand that. Sonic, I can understand that. But God of War and Horizon, no, I don't think so.
You
Resident
don't
Evil,
follow,
no.
you don't follow enough of them. You don't follow enough of them. If you
Well,
did, then you would know.
if well, then maybe it's just oversaturated, with males, playing these games. I have yet to see a female gamer streaming these games that we're mentioning right now.
You know what?
No, no,
I'll
no, no,
give
no,
I'll
no.
give you a list. I'll give you a list.
No, no,
I'll give you a list.
you're missing the point.
No.
Even you're
I'll
missing the
I'll give
point.
you a
I don't
list.
look. I'm not. I never said that it was zero. What I'm saying is the majority of the people that you find playing these games are males.
Look, here's the question. Here's the question I want to ask you. Right? Here's the
Yeah.
question I want to ask you. If they decided, because remember, I play the game, right? Do you believe that the industry should cater more to men and you think that catering to men means that they have to wear skimpier outfits just to cater to men?
Wait. What's the question?
I just asked the question. Let me
All
make it
right.
clear. Let me make it clear.
All right. Go ahead.
Do you think that the industry, because this is essentially what this dude's talking about, and I don't agree with his article in general, but this is the mindset that you have is what he's talking about. Do you think it's okay for a group of developers to create a character to over sexualize her just because it could appeal to men, to mostly men? Do you think that's okay?
I think it's okay.
So you think it's okay for her to wear skimpy outfits, make her look, make her busty, and make her just so she can appeal to men?
We see that right now, anyways. And if she's another addition, all right, then so be it. So be it. At the end of the day, you want to make as much money as possible, do you not?
I want the game to be good.
Okay, but at the end of the day, though, you still have to make money.
That's fine, but I want the game to be good.
I want the game to be good too.
No, do you?
I want the game to be good too. But if you could add, like that, that's why the whole paying for costume thing was key. That has nothing to do with the gameplay. Her costume has nothing to do with the gameplay whatsoever. Why?
Wait. Let me say this because I played the game. I actually played the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, her personality does not come off as any way, shape, or form as being this scantily clad woman. Her personality is not that at all. So why would the developers create an outfit? This is hypothetical, FY for people watching. Why would they have her wear a very skimpy outfit for a costume just so they can appease a bunch of prepubescent 14-year-old men or 14-year-old boys? So they can get a bunch of men to jack off to Aloy at night. Is that what we're doing here?
All right, first okay.
No. This is
hyperbolic statement, right?
No, it's not hyperbolic. No, it's not hyperbolic.
Come on, man.
It's not hyperbolic because if you're demanding a character to be more sexualized, which a lot of the Xbox fanboys did when they first showed Aloy for the new game, right? If your goal is to just over sexualize her just for the sake of over sexualizing her, then you don't give a shit about the game, or you just care about just looking at another pretty face. You don't give a shit about the game.
Okay, this is we're not talking about dead or alive beach volleyball here. Okay, what the whole focus of that game was just to look at women playing volleyball. That's not what this is about.
Okay. Before let me read this from Malta. Let me read this from Nintendo Gamer. I think it's like with everything else. If they are using a woman character to sell a game entirely, that's a problem. But if the game is great, no problem. People complain about woke culture all the time. So is the problem that women feel offended by the sexualization of women in games? That was the whole thing with Anita Sarkeesian. Like continuing, then I'll go on about that.
Who, me?
Yeah. You continue. Go say what you were gonna say.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember where I left off.
If you do, then you can interrupt me. You can do. Okay. You can interrupt me. But so the thing, I do think there's some women who are offended. There's some women who are not offended. To me, I always believe in the giving the creators the freedom to make what they want to make. Right? Give them the autonomy to make the game that they want to make. Right? And this was a big problem when it came to The Last of Us Part 2, right? Because a lot of beta males were upset that Ellie and Abby were not attractive enough, right? They didn't like the fact that Abby was muscular. They didn't like the fact that Ellie was not, quote, sexy. That was definitely some of the arguments that I heard.
I heard different. I heard they were upset because of the fact that they were lesbians and they were.
Well, Ellie was a lesbian. Yeah, I heard that too. But that was confirmed. In the DLC, the grounded DLC, not grounded. There was something DLC left behind. Something DLC that was confirmed. So they're just bitching they're just bitching this to bitch. If they played the game, if they're actual fans, they would have known that already. But the thing is that I believe in the creative freedom of these artists, right? That's what I believe. Now, as an adult, you should be able to discern, you know, what you want to play, right? If I wanted to play something that was, where I'm just, watching what, just playing a game full of beautiful women fighting each other, I played Dead or Alive. You know what I mean? I'll play Dead or Alive. If I wanted to play an actual fighting game, I'll play Tekken or Virtua Fighter. That, that, like, I had the fact that I had that choice, I'm okay with that.
So Skullgirls is not a fighting game?
Yeah, Skullgirls is a great fighting game. I'll play that too. But the thing with Skullgirls is that they have characters who are sexualized, yes, but they also have characters who
Okay.
are not. But they have characters who are not.
Right,
And
right.
I'm fine with that too. Like, I'm okay with it being. I'm okay with the creators having the freedom to make the characters that they want to make. I am. The thing that I don't like is when the extremes come in and try to pull one way or the other.
Okay, but he's going to extreme right now. If you are going to go by his stance, then what Capcom did with Street Fighter 2 regarding with Cammy, I would say she's overly sexualized since from the Super Nintendo. Then you boycott that.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Because I don't know if you noticed this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the original version of Street Fighter Five, had three things on it that people complained about. Right?
I know what you're talking about. When what's her name? The wrestling chick hit her ass and okay, what else?
Okay, you had that with Armika. You
Yeah.
had the weird booby physics for Chun-Li when when they were at the versus screen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her boobs, like, even though she wasn't moving, her boobs were moving all over the place.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the third one, and this is probably the most egregious one, is the intro for Cammy when she comes in to do her intro, right?
Uh-huh.
It was a clear crotch, a clear shot of her crotch, clearly.
Okay.
So
I'm pretty sure they
clearly,
have that somewhere and on
yeah,
YouTube somewhere.
yeah. And then people complained enough that they changed it, that they got rid of it. And to me, like like, to me, it doesn't matter to me either way. Cause I don't play Street Fighter to look at cross shots. Like, I don't play that. But they felt like it was important enough to listen to the people who had a problem with it, so they removed it. Because you can't argue that. Like, you can say Arminka, that's one thing, because she's a wrestler, right? Because she's a female wrestler. So female wrestlers in general do wear. I mean, I don't know if it's as extreme as Arminka, but they do wear that type of attire.
Oh, come on. It is like Armika. You watch WWE, you watch, AEW. They are very sexualized over there. You know it.
Uh, not not really,
Oh, come
but
on.
look, they do wear outfits. They do wear outfits similar to Arminka.
You
They do wear
exactly.
it.
You don't. You cannot sit here and tell me that when those females are wrestling, that their outfits are not sexualized or sexy to some degree.
I mean, do you think that with the men?
What? No, we're talking about the female side. No.
Do you
We're
think that with the
talking about
men?
the females. We're talking about the females.
Do you think that with the men?
What are you talking about?
Do you think that take what you just asked me and apply it, and instead of replace woman with man? Do you feel the same way?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like men like that. Don't start acting stupid with me. Like don't try me like that. Do not try me like that.
You took the question the wrong way. You took the question the wrong way. Like, why do you think that the men wrestlers, they don't, like, you don't think they're sexualized also?
No,
How could they not be?
no.
The vast majority of them wrestle in underwear.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and I'm supposed to like that.
I didn't. That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. You said that the women wrestlers are sexual, or the women wrestlers are sexualized, and I asked you, do you think the same way for the men?
Absolutely not. Because if that were the case, wouldn't you say that for for all of sports where the majority of the men or the females have on you know basically nothing on except for underwear or boxers? Like you might as well say the same thing with UFC. With the guys only have shorts on.
Yeah, but they're not. But their job is not to look attractive.
Okay, okay,
That's not
right.
their job.
Okay, okay, fine. But you can't don't get upset with the guy for not finding the men attractive or thinking about any type of sexuality, but they feel that way towards the opposite sex. Don't
No,
don't
no,
that,
no,
that- that's not their
no, no, no,
fault.
no, 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 no. You again. You're getting the question all mixed up. You're getting the question all mixed up because you're looking at it from your point of view. Look at a guy like Roman Reigns, right? The slick back hair, the muscles, the tattoos. Do you think that there's some people who don't find that attractive?
I'm pretty sure mostly all women find that attractive.
And you don't think that he don't know that?
I'm pretty sure he knows it.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Like when it comes to that, there's something that are sexualized. And when it comes to and what I'm saying is that when it comes, and we got off track obviously, but with Arminka, I can that her outfit is excusable because those outfits are similar to what women wrestlers wear in general. At least
Oh,
somewhat similar. I think hers is a little bit extreme, but it is somewhat similar. The cross shot of Cammy that's grotesque. Like
oh,
that.
no, 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 no. Let me stop you. I'm gonna stop you right here, right now. You say that is wrong, that is grotesque, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Don't you remember in Street Fighter 2 one of her pose victories where she turns away from the opposite screen and only shows her rear end?
I mean, it's not a cross shot. There's a big difference because, like I said, there's a big difference. Look, her
Oh,
outfit. Her
look,
no, 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 no,
he
no, no,
has
no,
a
no, no.
G string on.
Listen. I get the outfit is extreme. I get it. I'm not like I'm not trying to divert from that. All I'm saying is that when you do what they did when it came to her with the intro with the cross shot, it's clear it was clearly grotesque. It clearly was. It is what it is. Like like I mean, it is what it is. But like, okay, hold on. Let me read Nintendo Gamers comments. That on that probably happens in anime games. So yeah, that's a big thing in all this because some animes are they view women very differently than most people would are used to, especially some of these leftists. Like I don't know if they've ever seen an anime like the way that they talk about women. Like in anime, there a lot of the women. Not now, I don't know if a lot of them, but a lot of animes portray women in a very sexualized way. Like and that obviously that's gonna creep into games. Like that's and to me like
But
I
that's
guess my
everywhere. That's in games, music. That's in movies. It's everywhere.
yeah yeah. Let
So
me read what else.
okay, so when you ask me the question about
Hmm.
about oh the about guys fighting in underwear, I guarantee you all the females like to see that. I guarantee it.
Yeah, but that's not what you said originally.
I'm talking about the female. You asked it for me. That's the difference. You
No,
asked it
no,
for
no,
me.
no. What I asked you is, do you think that the men are also sexualized? That's what I asked you.
Yeah, yeah, but not for
And but
me. But for the women, yes.
you interpreted it wrong because you thought I was saying that, oh, do the men look good? That's not what I asked you.
Hmm.
I asked you
That's what I thought you asked me.
yeah, of course, obviously by your response. Obviously I knew that. But like the thing is I asked you is if the men are being because that in that sport wrestling is a visual medium. Wrestling is a visual medium. So obviously you have someone like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, especially back in the old days where you have all these steroid up dudes. Like that like wrestling is a visual medium. That's why it's not the same. I don't think it's the same as Ultimate Fighting, but like I said, there's some fighters who are aided by how they look. Who are aided by how they look. But let me read this from Nintendo Gamer. I guess it should sort of make sense too. If it's something like Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you can make them not have too much clothes, but that would make them weak. At the same time, some characters are really powerful. Yes, a little bit in the WWE. Um, and he said, "I get what Hoovy asked. He was asking if gay people or women like that stuff about men." Yeah, that's what I was asking you. That's pretty much what I was asking you.
Yeah, they do. Yes. Like
But
when it comes to women, I think they really like when men are fighting in underwear or boxers. Yes.
But I guess the thing with the article, and let me see if I can read more of the article. I don't want to read too much into it.
Mm-hmm.
But he pretty much like I think his mindset is that he believes that gaming is too that there's too much scantily clad women in the gaming industry, and I'm asking him like, I mean maybe that was the case probably 20 years ago, but not now. At least not what I see. Not right now. And then let me see if I can read. All right, let me try to read the rest of this, and I'll show you the tweet. Let me see if I can read. Let me see if there's anything else that's worth reading here. Um, not really. It's just a bunch of. It's just Okay. Let me read this. Zero Dawn's main protagonist is a female character who doesn't look like a supermodel. Set in a post-apocalyptic time frame far in the future, the character named Aloy battles robot dinosaurs and aims to stop a rogue artificial intelligence system from destroying life on Earth. And the game developer said they wanted to create a believable and inspirational hero for everyone, and it worked. Players loved the character and the game's engrossing narrative and production values. Horizon went on to become one of Sony's most popular games with more than 10 million units sold.
So stop. I call BS on that. Even if whoever that what's her name?
Aloy.
Even if that was a male, what difference would it have made? The game would have still been in high praise. It has nothing to do with the fact that they wanted to change her up, or she then had to be sexualized. It had nothing to do with that. If it was a dude, the game would have still had sold 10 million units. It still would have performed well. What difference would it have made?
I don't know, but according to them, they said that they wanted to create a.
No, but I don't want to hear I don't want to hear anything about and it worked. The ultimate prize is if the game is good or not. That's the ultimate prize.
And the game is good, right?
If the game is good, it doesn't. Don't try to give me this narrative. Oh, we wanted to make a different hero, and it worked.
It did work.
If that was a dude, it would have worked. It would have worked regardless.
Okay, that's fine, but
it would have worked regardless. Don't give me that mumbo jumbo. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Oh, it would have worked regardless of what character it was.
That's fine.
The game would have worked.
That's fine, but it worked.
Don't give it extra credit because you wanted to portray it as a hero that's not sexualized.
All right,
don't give me that crap. Don't give me that.
That's fine. It worked.
It did. Well, all right, whatever.
It worked because, like, at the end, there are definitely people out there who didn't play the game because there was a female protagonist. Those people do exist.
I don't. Wait. Because it's not sexualized female, or because it's just a female in general?
Both.
Really?
Yeah, really. But the main thing is that the game is good. Like, that's all that matters.
Okay, that's what I said. Why would you try to refute that? If the game,
I'm not trying to refute that, but it did work.
No, nothing worked because the game would have still have been successful if it was a dude.
I mean, probably yeah, but but they said, according to them, they wanted to create a hero that was an inspiration and wasn't a supermodel type, and it worked. Like, the game was a success.
The game was a success because the game was good. That's why.
All right, Steve. You're that's fine. You can believe that if you want. I don't want to get into circles. I do have to get ready for work.
No, because you're basically saying I'm wrong with that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you're concentrating on the wrong thing.
No, I'm not. Here. Okay, let's see if you can understand what my point of view is. What he's trying to say is that he wanted to create a hero. Because he wanted to create an inspirational hero for everyone. basically what he's trying to say is if the female was sexualized, the game would have not have been a huge success. Is that what is that what he's saying?
I don't know. I don't think he's saying that.
Because okay, so what does it mean that he wants to make an inspirational hero for everyone? What does that mean?
A believable and yeah, he wanted to create a believable and inspirational hero for everyone, and it
Listen,
worked.
and not
I mean, I don't know if he said that, but I think I think that the art, I think the author said that.
as long as the game is good, that's what people care about. And if it was a male or if it was a female that was sexualized, it would have sold the exact same amount of units. Why? Because the game was
But
good.
here's the thing though, right? It like since like I said, since I played the game, I can tell you that if she was sexualized and still had the same thought process as someone who like as her, I don't know if people would believe it. But like I said, I don't like I really don't know. I don't know if people would would take her as seriously as they did. Because like I said, I love the character. I love the character. I love Aloy. But
So
I like
you think Bayonetta is not as serious because she's kind of sexualized?
I don't take that fucking game seriously. I don't. Not even close. And unfortunately, part of it is because of her look. Now, I don't have a problem with her look.
Yeah, you
My
do.
problem with the game is everything else. I think Bayonetta is one of the most overrated games out there right now. But that's besides the point. Her look and the game to me don't scream serious. When you watch Horizon, especially when you play Horizon, when you look at the narrative, that screams serious to me.
Fighting dinosaur robots.
Fuck yeah! What the fuck? Yeah.
That's something you take seriously.
Fuck yeah! Did you see the gameplay of her fighting that giant fucking snake? That's serious fucking business. Let me ask you a question. Because one of the movies that is that's compared to similarly to Horizon is actually Terminator. What do you think about damn, what's her name? Shit, what's the main protagonist's name?
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, Sarah Connor, right? Look at her, especially in her portrayal in Terminator 2. Did that seem like someone who was like over? She's not overtly sexual in that movie.
And Terminator, no, because no, absolutely, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, like to me, the reason why my main point is that you should give the developers the the um the creative freedom to make the characters that they want to make, right? And the reason why I don't like the fact that the extremes are coming out when it comes to how you had the extreme that every female should be covered up and not be sexualized at all, and then you have the other side that said that every female character should be sexualized and stuff like that. Those are the extremes that I'm talking about. Those are the extremes that annoy me.
mm-hmm.
To me, it should be based on the creators creative freedom. Like Mortal Kombat is the perfect example of this. The perfect example Mortal Kombat is, right?
Okay.
The original Mortal Kombat games, especially I would say from trilogy from trilogy onward, right? Their female characters were highly sexualized. Highly sexualized.
Yeah, just about everyone.
Yeah. But as the years gone on, they decided to desexualize them. Why? Because
Not all of them.
not pretty much all of them. All of them.
I don't think so.
Trust me. You play the latest one. They're definitely not as scantily clad as they were back in Mortal Kombat 9. The one on PS3 and the one on PS3. You play the one on PS3 and then play the one on the last one. There's a huge difference in how the women are portrayed.
Okay. Yeah. I think because I remember playing it at your house, the one that you didn't want to play anymore.
Let me see if I can find a picture. I'll put it up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a giant difference, and it was a conscious decision by Ed Boon and the rest of the team to kind of make the women look more realistic. You know what I mean? Like it just
Realistic.
yeah,
Hmm. That's a tough one. Realistic, to make it more realistic.
yeah.
So putting extra clothes makes it more realistic.
Yeah, cause you have to remember, like, they had the thing where those clothes were ripped off in 11. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. The perfect one would probably be like Sonya Blade. If I could look for Sonya. Okay, oh, I just found it. Perfecto.
Yeah, I don't think Sonya Blade was ever sexualized though.
Trust me, when you see this, you'll disagree.
All right.
You'll definitely disagree. Let me show you. Yeah, entire screen. Fuck it. Okay, let me put this full screen
Mm-hmm.
if I can.
Let me put my side on full screen so I could take a good look. Jeez, man, Mortal Kombat line looks so bad compared to Mortal Kombat
But
11.
look at the image. Look at the image.
Mm-hmm.
You notice the difference?
Yeah, no cleavage.
Exactly. They completely desexualized these women, and the reason why is because they wanted to make the women look more believable.
Do you honestly believe that it looks more believable just because they covered up her chest? I don't see.
Do I think that someone who's a high ranking officer will wear this? The one on MK9? No, I don't believe that. The
Hmm.
body type, like the body type is whatever, right? Like obviously there's some like leftists are gonna have to realize that there are some big breasted women out there. They have to realize that. But when it comes to the outfit themselves, which one looks more like a commanding officer would dress? MK9 or MK11?
Yeah, MK11 for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's and I think that's what the guy is talking about. But the thing is that I feel like that's already happening now. I feel like there's more there's more accurate portrayals of women nowadays than they ever been.
Really? You feel that way? With Street Fighter or Tekken?
Well, obviously not Street Fighter and Tekken, but those are Japanese games. I think like games in games in like that's made out here and in America and Europe and stuff like that. I think that developers make a more conscious effort to make the women look more believable.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I just think that I to me that's just how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but I just think he's taking it, way out of proportion, in
So,
my
okay,
opinion.
let me read this comment. Let me read this tweet. Let me see. You see my Twitter?
I see you. I'm posting. I tagged you. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You're
All right.
scrolling up. Okay, you're scrolling up.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
scrolling up right now. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, oh, hold on. I think I skipped it. Scroll down. Okay. I wanted to point out this tweet because this is the guy who made the article. This is the guy who made the article, right?
Uh huh.
And you read the tweet. Like, can you see his tweet right here?
Okay. Tim Kim. He's the one that made the article.
Yeah.
Okay. I like to play top titles like Bayonetta and Genshin Impact in front of my family without the cringe and embarrassment. Bloomberg.com.
I'm like, you're like what the fuck? Like, what does he expect? What does he expect? Like, if you're going to play these games in front of your family, you should be able to explain what you're doing and what you're playing. Again, again, it's a culture thing because, like I said, he pointed out two Japanese games, right? And but honestly, they have to realize that when it comes to the Japanese, the standards over there are different.
Well, okay, I saw that. I saw Tomb Raider down there. Did you think she was overly sexualized
In the beginning, yeah, one
because
hundred
she
percent,
had
yeah,
because she had big boobs and she had shorts?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But then you notice with the new trilogy, she was desexualized.
Yeah, she was basically had on what like
I mean, she had this.
like
She pretty much had the
cargo.
same outfit. She pretty much had the same outfit, but just that instead of concentrating on her sexuality, they concentrated on who she was as a person. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
you could do that either way.
no, no, not really. Like no, because definitely that was not the thing that people thought of Laura Croft in the beginning. That's not that's not what they thought of Laura Croft in the beginning.
Yeah, they thought Laura Croft, was a very attractive, person who they wish they could smash.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's still the it was still the franchise was still a huge success. People still
yeah,
played it for specifically for the gameplay though.
yeah, yeah, sure. But like but at the end of the day, her look, was a big factor in her popularity.
Yeah.
The problem is that the game became too shit, too much, too garbage for it to even matter.
Okay, but now with the changes that they made with Laura Croft, do you think she's as popular as she was back then?
No,
I don't think so.
no.
So I mean, I understand why what they were trying to what goal they were trying to reach, but if the character popularity didn't increase, you didn't accomplish anything.
I mean, yeah, but like to me, like I don't like with the Laura Croft thing. I do think part of it, like to me, I think the games. I think obviously the three games, even though I didn't play them, they're obviously better than the ones back in the old school days. Because like I said, playing you if you try playing those old school Tomb Raider games, those are hard to do. Those games,
The-
those games don't age well. But
um, yeah, but those games was just too hard. Like man,
yeah, they
those
are. They
games
were
were
hard
hard.
too. But I
They were
think
hard.
part of it because of controls. But like even he's even complaining about Tomb Raider and her skimpy outfit. Like what outfit is she wearing that skimpy that doesn't make sense? Like you know what I mean? Like I don't get. I
No,
don't get that
look,
part.
I think the guy's full of crap, in my opinion. I think overall he's just full of crap. He obviously, he wants to, change, the culture, and then he actually believes that, oh, by making a change such as this, by desexualizing these women, that he's actually accomplishing something. And I don't think you're going to accomplish anything. Because I guarantee you this, having though, like that's why I asked you the question about the whole outfits in the beginning. If you have given people the option to purchase costumes like they do in Street Fighter Five,
Hmm.
I guarantee you, majority of them are males, regardless of what you mean about we have more females. Majority of gamers are males. That's a fact,
All right,
and I
but
and I
all right, and,
guarantee
and, and
you,
you mentioned that, and I asked you that do you think because of that the women have to be sexualized because of that fact?
they don't have to be sexualized, but it is what it is.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't think it goes that way.
Yeah, it does go that way.
I don't think I well like
Through all through,
I
through
don't
all
know
through all aspects of life, advertisement, it's always been that way, and you know it.
to an
It,
extent,
it,
yeah,
it,
but
it,
like
al- it, it always been that way.
yeah, but
Because
my
because regardless of how you feel about it, sex will always sell all the time,
all the time,
all the time.
all the time,
Sex sells.
all the time.
You heard what I said?
No, 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 no. I'm asking you if you actually believe that
Sex sells. When
all
you
the
when
time.
you when you when you when you when you have if you're trying to advertise something, why do they always put a pretty girl in front of the advertisement?
And you said that that like are you saying that it sells all the time or people do that all the time? There's a difference.
Both.
And
In majority of cases, it sells.
In the majority of cases, it sells.
Mm-hmm.
So if I mention a game called BMX Triple X to you, you ever played that game?
No,
You know about that game?
not really.
It's a bike game sold solely on sex. That game flopped. Okay, like I mean,
I mean,
the thing with you is that you
no, but why did you
don't
bring
come up
that
with
up?
absolutes.
What?
Don't
Why did you bring that up when that said the most important thing is that the game has to be good?
no. You said that most of the time that sex sells, right? That all the time. That's why I keep telling you you gotta stop speaking in absolutes. I tell you, you keep saying all the time that sex sells and it works. That's what you said.
When you're trying
And
to
I and I,
advertise
and I,
something,
and
yeah.
I give you an example where that's not always the case. You need to stop talking in absolutes.
If you want to use little tiny small exceptions, go ahead. And majority of the cases it works.
I I don't think it. I don't think it does. You think it did that with Street Fighter? You think that's why people played it?
No, I think that's why people bought the costumes. A lot of the female costumes. Like I remember you had shown me one of the costumes. I think they were mods though. I think they were
Oh yeah, the PC guy. You know how they are.
yeah. But a lot of the but I remember when I was at your house, you probably don't remember this, but you was showing me. I forgot who else was with us, but you were showing me how a lot of the female characters how they were dressed. It was very sexualized.
Yeah,
And
that's a
okay,
mod. That's not what's made. That was a mod.
on your
Capcom
PlayStation
didn't make.
on your PlayStation.
No. You
I'm
talking
talking
about
about on your
PlayStation
PlayStation.
outfits?
Yes. When
Oh
people
no.
when people bought those costumes, I guarantee you, most of them that bought them was because they were sexualized. If people if you are able to make extra money because of it, companies are going to do it.
I I don't know. Like
You don't know, haven't you? You just agreed moments ago. If what's your character name? Horizon. What's her name again?
Aloy.
If
No,
if
I know. I think some guys would.
no
Absolutely some
no no
guys
no,
would.
majority of the guys would.
I
if
I mean
if
I
if you
I
had
wouldn't.
an option to purchase 2 additional costumes for her
Mhm.
and they were sexualized outfits, majority of the people who bought the game will buy those costumes.
I wouldn't.
Okay, that's fine that you wouldn't. You're one of the oddballs. All right, you're one of the
And
oddballs.
you would?
But
You
majority
would?
of
You
listen,
would?
I don't have the game, so no.
No. But
Majority of
that's
the
not what I asked you. I didn't ask you if you didn't have the game. I asked you if you had the opportunity to do it, would you?
probably now,
Well, why?
probably why now,
Why? Why?
probably
Why? Why?
I don't know. Probably.
What do you mean you don't know?
Probably.
You
Let
have
me
to.
finish.
You have to ask. What? No.
Let
No. I'm
me
not letting you
finish.
finish.
No,
Answer
I
the
have to
question.
finish.
No. Answer the question, and then you can finish. Just answer the question. I just asked you a simple question. Why?
Yeah, I will. Yeah,
Why would you buy an outfit? Why
because
would you buy a sexualized outfit?
I already told you. I already told you many times that when it comes to purchasing, outfits and whatnot, customizing characters, that's fine. You could do that, and if you have the option to do
But
it,
why would you do
then
that?
do it.
Why would you do that?
I mean, I've done it before in Street Fighter.
That's fine.
Why would I stop?
Why would you buy a sexualized outfit of Aloy?
I don't see the big issue is.
What do you mean you don't see what the big issue is? Like I didn't ask you if you saw an issue with it. I asked you why would you buy it? Just
I would
cause?
just I would just buy it. What's the what's the problem? Where are you trying to get at here?
I'm just asking you why would you buy it? That's what I'm asking.
Because
There has to be a reason.
because just because like you have an option to customize your character. I did it with Street Fighter. I did it with Tekken. So why wouldn't I do it with this character? I did it with Metal Gear. Why would I not do it with this character? Why?
You don't buy costumes in Tekken.
Yeah, you do.
Not with actual money.
But
Not
you
with
can still
actual money.
customize. You can still customize the characters though.
Yeah, but you don't do that with actual money.
That's fine.
What do you mean? No, I'm asking you why would you spend actual money to customize Aloy in sexy outfit? That's what I'm asking you.
I did it with Street Fighter.
Again, that's not. I'm not talking about Street Fighter.
Okay, but no, it doesn't matter if you're not talking about Street Fighter.
No,
If
it does matter. No, it does matter because I'm asking you a
I
specific
did
question.
I did it in the past. What's the problem with me doing it now if I did it in the past?
No, ask me why. Why would you? That's what I'm asking.
I did it.
Why? Why?
Oh my gosh! I just told you why.
No,
Because
you didn't.
to customize the character.
Just because it's not an answer.
To customize the character. To customize the character.
And you can do
you can customize
the character without paying money. I'm asking you, why would you pay money for sexualized costumes of Aloy? That's what I'm asking you. You're making it way too more complicated than it has to be.
No,
and the reason why you're doing it, the reason why you're doing it is because you don't want to answer the question.
I answered the question.
You don't want to answer the question. No, you didn't.
You just don't like the answer that I provide.
No, I don't like the answer you provided because you didn't answer the question.
I did answer the question.
You gave me a non-answer.
Because I like to customize characters.
You can do that without buying the costume. Why would you buy that costume? Why would you buy it? That's what I'm asking. Why would you buy the costume? You're the one that came up with the hypothetical. You're the one that said I would buy the costume. All I'm asking you is why.
What do you mean why?
Why?
Because I just answered the question like 5 times.
No, answer the question.
I answered it 5 times.
I'm gonna say
it one more time because I like to customize the character.
And I already told you that you can do that without paying.
No, you can't. Because okay. So is there a
This is your hypothetical, not mine.
What costume did she have? What costume did she have?
Every costume she has is based off of either machines that she's killed, or tribes that she's or either tribes or enemies that she's either killed or befriended.
Okay.
Right. And you came up with a scenario where if the guys had an opportunity to buy a sexualized outfit of her, that they would do it. Yes or no?
Okay.
And I asked you, would you do it? You said yes.
I said yeah.
And now I'm asking you, why would you do it?
Because you could customize the character the way you see fit.
And you think that so you said the way that you see fit. And you think that
because if they gave me options of which costume I could buy, and if I see a costume that I like, I buy that costume, and she puts it on, and that's it. I do not understand where you're going with this.
No. I just asked you a question, and you're dancing around the question.
I already answered the question. I don't know what else you want.
No, you really didn't say why would you do it. Just because you can customize the character. You could customize the character without paying for anything.
Okay, but if they have an additional costume that's not in the game, but that you buy.
So it was not. But if it was non-sexual, you would buy it too. If it was non-sexual, you would buy it.
I've done that in the past.
And that's not homeboy. I didn't ask you that.
I've done that in the past.
If it's a non-sexual costume, you would buy it also.
Probably.
What do you mean probably? Either yes or no.
Probably. It depends what it look like.
So if it's non-sexual, you're okay with it.
I would probably buy it. Yeah.
All right. I don't believe you, but you're staying on that stance, so it's fine. You can just say that you just want to play with scantily clad women. That's all you had to say.
No, that's what you want me to say.
No. Is that what you think? Yes or no?
No. That's what you want me to say because you assume that that's how I felt.
I mean, if you're gonna pay money to pay for a costume, why would I not think that?
Can you just say that you're wrong for thinking that way?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not wrong. No, I'm definitely not wrong. Between the two of us, I know definitely I'm not wrong.
You are. You absolutely are. You absolutely are. But the reason why you want to put me into this is because overall that I'm right. That majority of the men that would buy that costume.
All right, that's fine, but you can't just make games for men. You can't. You can't just make games for men. You have to make games for everybody.
Get out of here, Avenel.
You have to make games for everybody.
Get out of here.
Honestly, honestly, like the game has benefited because the character is not overtly sexualized.
No. Then no.
Let me explain. I'm talking about as far as relevance when it comes to her when it comes to that character. Because trust me, I don't like the one thing that I can say positively is that I've seen a lot of Aloy cosplay and costumes at these shows and stuff like that, right? And like a lot of it is great. It's great outfits, great costumes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think people look at her. I think there's a lot of people who look at her as an inspiration. I think a lot of people do, and I think part of it is how she's portrayed in the games, and a lot of that has to do with the outfit, the look,
The outfit.
how she is, and
The
her
outfit.
and overall attitude.
You said the outfit.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, because the outfits are a big part. But guess what? It's not scantily clad at all. A lot of it is just cool Native American looking inspired gear. Like I said, some of it could be tribal related, some of it could be machine related, but none of it is scantily clad related. And all I asked you was, why do you feel like it's neat that why would you pay? And mind you, all this is done because of your scenario. You were the one that brought this up. I
Okay,
didn't bring this up.
okay, but don't try to have me involved in it. All I'm saying is people would buy it. That's all I'm trying to say. That people would buy it.
And I asked you if you would.
And so
You said
that
yes.
means what I'm trying to say overall is that at the end of the day, if something looks good, something looks attractive looking, obviously if people have the opportunity to make money off of it, they'll do it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
fine.
saying. Like, I don't know why
But-
you try to make this thing a bigger
No,
issue than
because
it is.
no.
At the
It's
end
not,
of the
it's
day,
it's not issue. It's not
at
issue.
the, okay,
I
no,
asked you a
no, it
question.
is because at the end of the day, you could have done that. People done that with the Street Fighter games. People done that with other games. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see
What did they do with the Street Fighter game?
like a lot of the costume, like with Street Fighter 5, like a lot of the costumes that you're able to buy regarding to females are very sexualized.
Yeah, to an extent, yeah. Some of them are.
No, don't say to an extent.
No, but they're not
What,
like I wouldn't say. I
did
wouldn't
you
say.
buy any?
No, I know.
Yeah, you hesitated there. You hesitated there. You hesitated. Did you buy any? Yes or no?
You can unlock some of them, but you can't. I don't know if I bought any costume packs because they come in packs.
Did you buy any? Yes or no?
I don't remember. No.
I'm not gonna linger in this.
Wait. No. I'll do something that you're not gonna do. I bought costumes for Dead or Alive. I bought costumes for Dead or Alive, and only the female character because I don't give a shit about none of the male characters in that game. You know what I mean? Like I've done it for Dead or Alive.
You kind of proved my point.
No. Yeah, look.
Yes, you did. Yes.
I will only play Dead or Alive because the game is fun. But if the game sucked, I wouldn't play it. If the game was bad, I wouldn't play it. But the game's fine. It's fine. It's a lower tier 3D fighting game, but it's a good game. It's a good fighting game. Like I don't mind playing it. But it's not on Tekken's level or Virtua Fighter level, in my opinion. So it is what it is.
But you bought it because you liked the way they looked.
No, I bought the game because I like the game.
No, you bought the extra costumes because you liked the way they looked on the females.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I did. But it's the only game I do it with.
So this whole entire time,
it's the only game I do it with.
For this whole entire time, you were trying to act like as if I'm wrong here.
No.
But yet you are guilty of doing the exact same thing of what I just portrayed.
I asked you about a scenario that you came up with.
Okay.
And you skirted around the issue because you weren't comfortable enough to do what I just did.
What with that you wanted to see nice looking women on your games?
For that game, yeah. For that game, yes.
I have a smirk on my face because you just proved my point.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't prove anything. I didn't. Prove
yes, because what I said was if you could buy extra costumes from at Horizon
Zero Dawn,
for Horizon Zero Dawn,
no, I wouldn't.
And people would buy the costume.
Yeah, people. I asked you if you would. You
And I
said
said
yes, and I
yes.
asked you why. And I just asked you why. And I told you I wouldn't do it.
Why?
I
Why
wouldn't,
would you do it? But you did. What you did for Dead or Alive?
because Dead or Alive and Horizon Zero Dawn are two completely different games.
It's the still games.
It don't fucking matter if they're still games. They're two completely different games. You have one game is a fighting game. We all know what the appeal of Dead or Alive is. We all know that. When it comes to Horizon Zero Dawn, it's a very serious third person action game. That's what it is. And I'm not buying sexualized costumes for what reason? Why? Why would I? What's the point? That's all I asked. I already said no to that. But when
All
it
right.
comes to you, I asked you why would you do it, and you never answered the question. You just skirted around it.
No, because I want to customize his character, and they look good.
You just said originally that she didn't look good.
It would make her look good. There, there. I changed it. There, are you happy?
All right, it's fine. Whatever. We can move on. Like I said, I have to get ready to go to work
Yeah.
soon. But
Let's save the LeBron for next week.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's always it's 9:30. But no, this was fabulous. I actually enjoyed another podcast today.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, so having now is gone. Let me look at some of these comments. I heard from a woman somewhat that Horizon really empowered, women. Maybe it was at the Game Awards, but honestly, lots of games in 2000 did that, in my opinion. Like, now look, if Horizon, I really want to play that game like really, really bad. It's just unfortunate that I didn't have, you know, the PlayStation 4 or whatnot. But I really want to try the game out. And I honestly believe that, yeah, it probably did empower, a lot of women. I forgot there was another game that empowered a lot of women also. I forgot what it was. Um, Crap, what was it? Was it? No, it wasn't Bayonetta. It was it'll come back to me. But if it really did that, then kudos, the Sony, But I honestly believe, in my opinion, that regardless, what the character looked like, it would have still received so much high praise and high acclaim because the game was overall, just outstanding game. The game was good. So because of the game was good, because look, let's be real here. If the game was a bad game, nobody wouldn't care about her. If it was a terrible game, nobody wouldn't care about her. The game would have to be good first in order for that character to be relevant, in my opinion. Um, you also said, "Can I join the call for the next podcast if you think it will be interesting?" No, no, absolutely. Like, if you want to join on the next podcast, Into the Gamer, I am down for that. And whoever else wants to join, if I don't know if Malta is still here, but if you are still here, Malta, yeah, you could do the same. I don't know who this person is. By the way, what console did win 2021? I think the Switch one. Well, we read the article earlier. I think I got rid of it. Oh, it's still here.
Based on the article, it was Xbox One. Based on the article, it was the Xbox
You,
One.
you sound so far away.
You hear me?
You sound very far away.
I mean, hold on. I have it right. Oh shit! Hold on.
Yeah, you sound a lot better now.
Okay, you hear me?
Yeah, where did you go?
No, I called my job. I told them I was gonna be late.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we can do LeBron James topic, but
No. You don't have to do that. Like, look, we can save it for next week. We can
fuck
definitely
it.
save it for next week.
They'll be fine. Let's do the LeBron James topic, then we can go.
I mean, we didn't really get to finish this one, but all right.
No, we're done. Like we're done with this one. Like we're done. Like like I said, there's probably gonna be more to come out on this. Like I'll probably make a solo video on it. But ultimately, like to me, I support the developers' free will to do what they want. Like, but at the same time, if you have people who are, you also have to take into account. You can't like The reason why I have a issue with what you said is because you think that it should only be done that they should only cater to the majority of the people playing the game.
I think so.
To me, if it was the majority, then you wouldn't have female protagonists. You wouldn't have black protagonists. You wouldn't have like everything would be the same thing over and over again if you just cater to the majority. To
That's not
me, if you
true.
do, yeah, it is true.
That's not
The,
true.
the majority of the gaming world is white males.
Okay, but having I remember I read an article and I had this this just real quick. When it comes to fighting games, let's just take everything aside and let's just focus on fighting games. Regardless of what fighting game that it is, with the exception, I know there are a few exceptions like Skullgirls and whatnot that are alive. But majority of the fighting games, wouldn't you agree that majority of them are males?
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why is it that in just about every single fighting game that you could think of, there are more males in the roster than females? Why?
Because most likely that the influences of those
Thank
games
you.
are
Thank you.
are influenced by male fighting
Thank
by
you.
male fighting game heroes
Okay, and then which means with what?
with male fighting game heroes.
Male fighting game heroes. I
Yeah.
think I honestly the reason why there are more males in fighting games than there are females is because it's catered to the majority of the audience, which is males.
Okay. That could be true too, but I'm telling you
That
that
is
part.
why they want to include don't get me wrong, they want to include female gamers too. That's why they put female characters on there, but there's only a select few
Okay.
because the
Okay.
majority of the because
Because
the
how
majority of the people
many
that play your games are
how
males. That's
many
why.
how many inspirational fighting game characters can you make out of a man as opposed to a woman?
Inspirational.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty.
Good look. Good look. You have prototypes of lots of different characters around the globe, like fighting game characters who are inspired by Bruce Lee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's what? A man.
Yes.
You have a lot of fighting game characters who are inspired by the different characters of Jackie Chan or portrayals of Jackie Chan over the years, right?
Yes.
And he's a man. Who's a man? Like a lot of it is due to opportunity, right? Not naturally, I think men are more suited for action roles, but women were not given that such roles back in the day either. They weren't given those type of roles back in the day. So how would a man who's creating a game be inspired by a woman if he don't have anything to be inspired by?
Well, you have to. Yeah, I think you blame the audience for that because
No, 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 no.
majority.
It's not blaming anything. I'm
No,
just
no.
telling you what the situation is.
The reason why I say that is because a lot of people would say that when you see, let's say an action where you see this chick, beating up and killing a whole bunch of dudes left and right, and whatnot, whatever.
Hmm.
A lot of the people would just say that's just not believable.
I mean,
Seeing a chick, murking guys, left and right,
but you know what else?
big beating up guys that are like 10 times the size of her, and they just don't. A lot of people will say they don't feel that appealing or believable.
Okay, that's fine. But like, do you think the Matrix is believable?
Absolutely not.
Okay, okay. I mean,
Absolutely not.
but you see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have some people who will say, "Oh, this is not realistic," but then they suspend their belief on bullshit that are even more unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, like I just think a lot of it is just people just want to bitch and complain about stuff they want to bitch and complain about. That's where it is ultimately, and that's where it is with this article. That's what it is with this article. You have a lot of the extremists are the ones that are making this conversation, what it is. Like I said before, I don't have a problem with a creator making the game that he wants to make. Like I don't. But you have these extremists who on one end they're like, well, every woman has to be flat chested and they have to be, they can't look sexual. They can't be sexual. And then you
Hmm.
have the other side that said, oh, they're their chests are too small, their breasts are too small. I'm a man. I need to play man games, and I need big titty women in the games and all the other bullshit. Is this the extremes are the ones that are making this conversation stupid? At the end of the day, all we care about is making great games. That's all we care about. That's all
Yeah.
I care about. That's all you should care about.
Okay, but when you left, I was reading Nintendo Gamer's comment when he mentioned that Horizon, Eloy, what's her name? Eloy,
Yeah, Aloy,
Haloy.
Aloy.
I keep saying Eloy. Well,
Come
anyway,
on, keep moving.
so he said that that somewhat Horizon really empowered a lot of women, and what my thing is, if the game was not good, she would have been an irrelevant character. If the game was not good.
Yeah, probably.
So ultimately, what's the primary goal is for the game to be good.
Yeah, but if the game is good,
secondary.
okay, that's fine. But if the game is good, then the other stuff do matter as well.
If the game is good,
yeah, if the game is good, everything else matters as well.
Yeah.
So so what's the problem?
The problem is if the game was not good, it would what would it matter?
Okay, but that's not the case right now. That's not the case.
No, I'm just making a point.
That's fine, but that's not the case right now.
I think you missed it.
No. I know what you're saying. None of this shit matters unless the game is good. I know, but the game is good, and the reason, and that's part of the reason why it's as praised as it is. It's the reason why the game is gotten a lot of praise for what it is, and that's the reason why a lot of people are feeling empowered by it, because they made a good game where they had a character who didn't have to be scantily clad to fight giant fucking robots. You know what I'm saying? She's just a regular woman. Well, she's not regular, but she's a woman who happened to fight, robots, animal robots.
Yeah. Like and I know. Oh, I remember the movie I was trying to mention to Nintendo Gamer. I think remember that movie, The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Well, like a lot of people was empowered, by her also.
Yeah.
And she wasn't, overly, sexualized either. But that was because the movie was good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
All right, so Nintendo Gamer asked if he can join the next podcast. I think it would be interesting. Yeah, if you want to, bro. Like, it's up. Just let me know. Just let me know in advance. If you're available on Tuesday, we can set something up.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, all right, last topic, LeBron James.
Yeah. All right, let's try to keep it short. Cause man, my goodness, this was a long podcast. We're reaching 3 hours. Okay, so can you see? Oh no, you can't see it yet. Let me share this. And here we are. So, former teammate on LeBron James, he ruined basketball. Now, clearly, this type of discussion or controversy, drama, has been, lingering for years. People been talking about it for years about LeBron with the big decision of going to Miami. So let me read it real quick and then we'll discuss it. So LeBron James didn't just ruin the Space Jam. He also ruined basketball. According to former teammate Iman Shumpert, James, who made a habit of cherry picking teammates and home teams, shaped Shumpert's opinion when he initially left Cleveland for Miami in the summer of 2010. It was Bron going to Miami. Bron knows he ruined basketball, said Shumpert, when the topic of Kevin Durant's decision to join the Warriors was discussed on the Bootleg Kev podcast. He thought he was making it better. I get it. Shumpert and James teamed together in Cleveland for 3 seasons, including the Cavaliers' 2016 championship. Shump's of the belief that LeBron's power play when he decided to take his talent to South Beach forever changed the game. Me personally, I love the NBA for the loyalty that I thought was there. He basically knocked the fourth wall down, said Shumpert. He added, great business move for sure. Not surprisingly, Shumpert's hot take quickly made its way to the Twitter table, which included social media users questioning his belief that LeBron James started super teams. Shumpert responded by responded by again taking aim at James' largely unpopular decision making. I think all right, so yeah, we get the gist of it, right? Like you understand, most of what he's trying to say.
Mhm.
Now, here's the thing here's the problem that I have, with this thing. Do you agree with him first off?
No,
Okay, you know what? I actually want to hear your opinion first. Why not?
because he didn't ruin basketball.
No,
Like,
no, 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 wait, hold on. Are you only saying that because you're biased?
yeah.
Then your opinion doesn't matter.
Why then? Why you ask me?
You're only saying that because you like Miami. That's
Well,
why.
then why you ask me if my opinion don't matter? You want me? You want me to finish my answer?
Go ahead.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? And I read Shumpert's comments, and first of all, this notion of loyalty. Where the fuck you get that bullshit from?
I don't know.
Loyalty in sports? Where you get that bullshit from?
Yeah,
This dude, how many tours this dude's been on? Fuck out of here! Like first, like this bullshit. Secondly, like what's Miami supposed to do? Be like, oh, in the spirit of competition, we can't have you. The fuck? It's dumb. It's the thing that I always explain to people like you about. If a team has an opportunity to be better, you do it. Fuck everyone else's opinion on anything, competition, and
Oh, here we go.
fairness and all the other bullshit. None of that shit matters. The goal is to win a championship. That's the goal. That's the goal. And no, he didn't no. LeBron James didn't ruin basketball. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
All right.
You know what ruined basketball? Let me tell you exactly what ruined basketball. You got dudes flopping for the sake of flopping. You know what I'm saying? You got dude. Like I know he mentioned that in the thing with LeBron when it comes to flopping. See, I think he said that he invented flopping, which no, he didn't invent flopping.
You
These
don't think
dudes been no,
All right, go ahead.
they've been flopping in that league for years, years before LeBron James.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like and to me, like the what ruined basketball, in my opinion, is the way that the game is played now. That everyone just chalking up 3-point shots.
So you blame Steph Curry?
No, I don't blame Steph Curry. I don't
You are
blame
blaming
him
Steph
because
Curry.
no. I'm not blaming Steph Curry because he that's a skill. That's his particular skill. Everybody wants like the problem is everybody else feel like they can be Steph Curry and they can't be. They're not. But the numbers are what the numbers are. You know, the numbers of the game are what they are. 3 is worth more than 2. And you have a guy who perfected it, and everyone is pretty much copying him. You know what I mean? Like, but that to me that's far worse than anything LeBron James ever done,
Now
or
look.
Kevin Durant. Because I know you're gonna bring him up too.
Now let me let me say this. Do I think that LeBron James ruined basketball? No, I disagree. With you, but him going to Miami Heat. And my take is completely different than yours. The reason why I felt that he did not ruin basketball is because I knew as soon as he went to Miami, right, it would probably be some type of I don't want to say dysfunction, but I know it was going to be something that they had to get used to first because you had two guys who were ball dominant, and at the time, it felt as if they had to get used to of each other's playmaking and whatnot. Because for me, because both guys were so ball dominant, it was more of like a what's the word? It was like it felt like they were alternating. Okay, your turn LeBron, your turn Wade, your turn LeBron. To me, that's how it felt like they were playing.
Mm-hmm.
ISO ball, taking turns playing ISO ball. That's why I felt that, they didn't do well in the beginning when they first united in Miami Heat. To me, he would have never have gone to Miami if Boston never started their big 3, in my opinion. If Boston never did their big 3, I don't think he goes to Miami, because I honestly believe that one of those years, if Boston big 3 has never been formed, he probably would have won a championship one of those years, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Now, with all that being said, You disagree with me on this, I think. But to me, another reason why he didn't ruin basketball is because we still had competition throughout the whole entire league. You still had Boston, who was the big three. You still had LA at the time. Obviously you had Dallas. You had the upcoming Derrick Rose. You obviously had the Spurs. So you had great teams throughout the whole entire league that can compete for a championship. And when you look at it, even with two big threes, with Miami and Boston, right? In between the two of them, and between since the Boston has started their big three, you still had five different teams winning championships anyway. You had Boston winning one, you had Lakers winning two, you had Dallas winning a championship, you had the Spurs winning championship, and you had Miami winning championships. So even during that time, that lifespan when you had two big threes in the Eastern Conference, you still had five teams winning championships during the big three era between the two teams. So we still had competition throughout the whole entire league anyway. So how is basketball ruined when you still had fairness and competition throughout the league anyway? That's my issue. To me, who ruined basketball, at least at the time, was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. He was the one that ruined basketball because he went to a team that was dominating the whole league anyway. And then when he goes to that team, nobody else were able to compete. That's different than LeBron going to Miami. Completely different. What do you have to say?
No, you're wrong.
And everything.
Yeah. Everything you said was wrong.
Everything I said, even though I was spewing out facts.
No, like the Warriors with Kevin Durant went to a game 7 with Houston. It can be argued that they were a Chris Paul hamstring away from beating them. The team during that time that had no competition was actually the Cavaliers. They went to 4 straight finals and they were not challenged at all during that time. So how is it that a team like the Warriors, like Kevin Durant, how can you say that Kevin Durant can ruin basketball when the guy who had the easiest trip to the finals was actually LeBron James during his Cleveland run?
And he didn't. Did he win all of them?
Every single one of them.
He didn't win.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't win, but he got there. He got there. In the how many? And Kevin Durant was there 3 years, right?
No, he went back-to-back championships for, I think, for 3 years, right?
Yeah, 3 years. He was there. I think he was there for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
They went to the finals all 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
During that time, especially when the Warriors run started, LeBron James went there 4 straight years. 4 straight years, and they weren't challenged.
You mean when he was in Miami?
No, when he was in Cleveland.
When he was in Cleveland, he didn't went there 4 straight years.
We went to the finals 4 straight years.
No, because remember, Kawhi Leonard won the last one.
Yeah. I'm not including that one. I'm talking about the 4 years that they played, that Cleveland and Golden State, got to the finals and played each other.
Okay.
LeBron James went there all 4 years, and they were not challenged. I think they had one series that went to 7. And that was the one against Boston. It was that series. Everything else, the year that they played Atlanta in the playoffs, they swept them both series.
Atlanta wasn't that good.
I mean, there was one year they were the number 1 seed, and the Cavaliers swept them.
Yeah.
Because of LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if there was any team who had no competition, it was the Cavaliers. But somehow Kevin Durant's the one that ruined basketball. How did that make any sense?
First off, I don't care how many years he went to the finals. If he didn't win, he obviously there was competition because he didn't win.
Where?
He didn't win.
Where?
He didn't
win.
Where was
the competition from?
He didn't win.
Where was the competition from?
In the finals, he didn't win.
The East. It wasn't in the East.
He didn't win.
Where was the competition from?
He only won 1 championship out of the 4.
Where was the competition from?
Obviously in the championship. He did not win anything.
Okay, but to get there, you have to go through other teams, right?
Who cares?
What do you mean, who cares?
At the end of the day,
no.
At the end of the day, if you don't win,
You can't say who cares.
Yes, I can, because
No,
he
no,
did
no,
not
no, no,
win.
no, because
He
at the end of
didn't
the day,
win.
you have to actually play those games in order to get there. So you can't say they don't care.
He
Can't say
did
that.
not win
Don't
because
matter.
because he didn't win the
Because he
championship.
had no competition
Because
in
he
the
didn't
Eastern
win.
Conference.
Because he didn't win the championship. It does not matter because he did not win. He didn't
Where was
win.
the competition?
He didn't win.
Who was closer to being eliminated those years that LeBron and Kevin Durant were fighting each other in the championship? Who was the closest one to getting eliminated?
Well, I would say LeBron James, right?
No. It was Golden State.
The same team that won the championship, right?
Yeah, they did win a championship, but they're
So
the one.
matter.
But because you win a championship doesn't mean that you're not tested. Doesn't mean you're not tested.
Well,
But there was only one team. There was only one team of those two that were actually truly tested, and that was the Warriors. It wasn't the Cavaliers.
So you're blaming the weak East. The weak East. That's what you're blaming?
For the lack of competition during those years? Yeah.
The weak East.
I'm not. You know who I'm not blaming? I'm not blaming Durant. That's who I'm not blaming.
I'm blaming Durant, and majority of the people blame Durant.
That's fine.
I'm not.
You guys can be dumb all you want. The fact is that's not what it is.
You know what it is. You know what it is. You fail to see what reality is telling you. That's the problem.
No, you don't acknowledge the reality.
You want to put blindfoldeds on, thinking that it's completely fair game for everybody else when Kevin Durant went to Golden State. You making it seem like everybody still had a fair shake. That's your problem.
That's not their problem. They don't get why should they care? That's the thing I've been trying to tell you. Why should the Warriors care? Why? Because you want to see
Kevin Durant cares.
Because you want to see competition.
Kevin Durant cares.
I don't give a shit what Kevin Durant cares about. No, I don't care.
It involves him.
The facts are
it involves him.
Golden State shouldn't care.
It involves him.
Shouldn't care.
It still involves Kevin Durant.
I don't care. That's fine.
He's not. Now you're saying he
signed the contract. Yes or no? He signed to go there.
Why is he always having? Why is he so sensitive when people call him out on it? Why is he so sensitive and all pissed off? That
I don't care.
When people call him out,
job. That's not the Warriors' problem.
When people call him out for going to Golden State, he gets his panties in a bunch. He gets all pissed off. He so bad that he is making even fake accounts. See that's how much you could tell that it bothers Kevin Durant, because he knows deep down inside that when he went to Golden State, that he knew that he was going to win by default, and that nobody was going to spread those championships. They're fraudulent. That's why.
Is he supposed to go to the best situation for him, or the worst situation for him?
Clearly, it wasn't the best situation for him, because he's still pissed off about it.
I don't give a shit what he's pissed off about. He went to the best situation for him.
How could you say you don't care about how he feels when it's him that made the decision?
Like I already told you, I don't care. I don't care. He's the one that made the decision, right? He went to the best situation for him. That's what he went to. He went to the best situation for him.
It doesn't matter.
No. Okay, you can say that all you want. The fact is that's where he went.
And look what's happening now. He's still not getting credit for it, and he gets pissed off about it.
I don't care what his insecurities are. The facts are he has 2 rings. He has 2 Finals MVPs. He has 2 championship rings. That's the reality. No, you keep talking about reality. That's the reality.
Yeah. A reality that's fraudulent. Remember?
No. Because reality is not fraudulent. You see, you want to make rules. You want to make up your own rules to fit your narrative. The reality is he has 2 championship rings.
That's fine.
He has 2 Finals MVPs.
That's fine.
That's reality.
That's fine.
So he did what was best for him.
But clearly, it's not good enough for him.
Obviously not, because he's not there anymore.
Is obviously not good enough.
And he went to another super team. How funny that is. He went to another super team.
Yeah.
Just like when LeBron James went from the Heat to the other super team in the Cavaliers, then he went back to the Lakers, where he had nobody. He traded all those guys to build his own super team with Anthony Davis. Right? And then like these that's what these guys do.
You would call that a super team?
I mean, you have two top 10 players at the time. Yeah,
How you would consider Anthony Davis a top 10 player at that time?
yeah,
I don't
definitely
know
top
about
10
that.
player in that playoffs in the finals.
I don't I wouldn't think that was a legit super team. Not compared
Not
to
not to the same level, but like you have like I mean, look, you like what did they got Anthony Davis? Who did they give up to get him?
I can't remember.
Nothing. I think he came in there as a free agent.
I thought
Everyone in their mother knew that he was going to the Lakers. Everybody knew. You know what I'm saying? These things happen, man. Like these things happen. People are gonna go to the place where where their ability to win is higher. It's just how it is. So like when it comes to what Amon Shumpert said, like I don't agree with him.
no, of course I honestly you wouldn't agree anything that would involve super teams. You wouldn't agree with anyway.
Because like I know how the league has been worked. Like the teams that was won in the past have all been technically super teams. The vast majority have been super teams. Like the Boston teams of the '80s, the Lakers teams of the '80s, like they're all been like really the only team that I can think of that wasn't really a super team was the Detroit Pistons. And they had legitimately, if you really think about it, and those Pistons teams, I mean the Pistons teams of the '90s, and then obviously the '04 team. But even with the '90 team Pistons, they had Isaiah Thomas who was a all time great point guard. Bill Laimbeer was a multi time All Star. Dennis Rodman was multi time Defensive Player of the Year, and he was a Hall of Famer, right? They had tons. Every NBA team gonna have a bunch of great players on it. It's just how the league is.
Yeah, but don't compare those teams to what Miami had and what Golden State had. Like it's not even close.
Yeah, because the teams now are better.
It's not even close. And this whole notion of the Pistons and Chicago and then look when you have one of the greatest players in your team, that one player can offset any team regardless of how good they are. But it doesn't make them a super team. Because if that's the case, then when Shaq and Kobe was a super team, I don't consider that as a super team. It was because of Shaq's dominance.
You had the best center and arguably one of the best two guards in the league. That's not a super team to you?
No.
I don't know, man. They
just
they
because
look.
just because you had two great players in one team, that doesn't make them an automatic super team.
No, I'm talking about the best center and the best two guard in the league at the time. On the same team, you don't think that's a super team?
No.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, like I said, it may not be. It may be like a duo as opposed to a like a top four or whatever that Golden State had or a big three like Miami had. But at the end of the day, like if your team is unstoppable, then to me that's a super team in my opinion.
Nah, like look, you because then now you're just putting it at the fault of the good players. Like
No. That's the difference. I'm not putting the fault at nobody. This is not nobody's fault. This is what it is. Just is what the NBA is. The NBA is a team, is a league that the best players on the best teams win championships. That's just how it is. It's not the fault of anybody.
Yeah,
I don't fault anybody for wanting to build a champion. The way they do it now is just different than it was back in the day.
Okay, okay, that's perfectly fine. But even the way they're doing it now, if you are able to go to any team that you want to go to, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's to a point to where nobody else is able to compete against you. you have the attitude of, well, that's not the team's problem, or that's not the player who is a free agent, that's not his problem, that he's making it unfair for everybody else. And if you want to go by that stance, that's fine. But don't hear
That's reality.
but don't act like as if people are not going to show you, the exact same respect, like they like how Dwayne Wade won his championship, or like how Dirk Nowitzki won his championship, or how Jordan won his championship, or how Shaq and Kobe won their championship. There's always, now you can say it's subjective, which is actually what it is, but people are not going to show you the exact same respect by going to an all-star powerhouse team and winning a championship that way, because you're basically winning a championship by default anyway.
Look. If I was Kevin Durant, I wouldn't give two shits about anyone's opinion. It's sad that he does. But I wouldn't give two shits. If you don't respect my championship, fuck you. I have them. Those are mine. See this ring? That's my ring. You see these MVP? Those are my MVPs. Like, I wouldn't give two shits about what anybody else thought about my championships. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Why should I? And it's sad that he does. It's sad that he does. But if I was him, I wouldn't give a shit. Like, I would be like, yo, I came in to do a job. I did my job. It's that simple.
Yeah, but if that was the case, he would have stayed to win more championships.
Uh, I personally, I
If
think
that
he
if that
won.
if that, if that was the case.
Personally, I think what happened. He wanted to go to Brooklyn to play with Kyrie, to play with his friend Kyrie. That's what I think what happened.
Mm.
I,
uh,
I, I, I don't. I think that part of the reason why he didn't want to be in Golden State was because ultimately, like, again, I don't know if he cares about this honestly, but I do think that the thing that happened with Draymond was a big deal, a bigger deal than they let on. I think that I also think that, like I said, like, I don't know if he ever admitted, but he in Golden State, he's under the shadow of Steph Curry. It don't matter how great he is. Steph Curry, that's their guy. And the same thing, in the same dynamic was down here with Wade and LeBron. LeBron James was the guy here, but that will always be Dwayne Wade's team. That will always be Dwayne Wade's franchise.
yeah.
And he knew that. LeBron James knew that, and I think Kevin Durant knows that too. Even though he may not ever admit it, I don't think he has some type of dislike for Steph Curry or nothing like that. I think he likes Steph Curry a lot, but at the end of the day, I think as a player, especially if you're one of the top players in the league, you want to carve your own legacy.
Hmm.
I think he went to Golden State. I think LeBron James did the same thing with Miami. He went to Golden State to kind of feel what it was like to be a champion. The expectation, the grind of being a champion. He wanted to feel it, and with LeBron James, he wanted to do that. He wanted to do that with Miami. He wasn't going to do that in Cleveland. He wasn't. He wasn't. And you do know that since he got into the league, since he left Cleveland the first time, the only time they've had a winning record since he's not been there while he's in the league has been this year.
Yeah.
That shows you what a garbage organization they've been. That before, when he left the first time, all 4 years they were losers. The 4 years that they were gone, losers up until this year.
Yeah. Up until
You
this
know what I
year.
mean? And you're like, and there's some people. I'm not saying you do this, but you have some people out there saying, "Oh well, he need to stick it out with that team, with the Cavaliers." Why the fuck would I? Why? That organization dog shit. Why would I? Why would I? Why am I trying to break my back for this garbage ass owner in a garbage ass city? Right? And like, I don't mean to be harsh, but like, I'm just being honest. Like, why would I not want to go to Miami to play with my friend, in a place where there's championship expectations? Why would I not want to go there? You know what I'm saying? Like and the difference. I always say the one difference between Durant and LeBron. Like you can, LeBron was in a garbage organization. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna say the same thing about OKC was a great organization. The way they drafted, it's a crime that they didn't win a championship.
Yeah.
It's a crime. But they were part of a great organization. They already had the foundation in place. Even with the Harden trade, they had the foundation in place. And for whatever reason, he decided, you know what, I I don't know. I don't know if it's I can't win with Russ. I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was just him wanting to go to a place where he can win a championship. But he made the decision that he made.
So you're saying you think he would have never won a championship if he stayed in OKC?
No, I actually think he would have.
So they would have eventually beat Golden State, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
Because to me personally, I think he prolonged their championship reign. He prolonged it because there's no guarantee what would happen to them after that loss to the Cavaliers if they didn't get Kevin Durant. You have no idea. I don't know if they would have gone. I don't know if they would have gone back to I don't know if they would have gone back to the finals. I don't know if they would, because remember, before he got there, the closest team to beating the Warriors was the Thunder.
Yeah.
With Durant and Westbrook. You know what I mean? Like you never know. You never know. But I think he prolonged their championship run there. So like I said, man, I don't know, man. Like I like, but just to get back to the whole thing with Shumpert, like like I don't I don't agree with him.
No,
On
I think what I think he basically missed it, because he's not taking, because everything happened. There's a timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like there's obviously the situation that happened with Boston, and then he goes to Miami. Like, the thing is, I don't understand why everybody just completely ignore or dismiss what Boston did. Like Boston is the one that started it first.
Well, because that was during the trade. Like a lot of people look at it, if they're traded, they look at it differently.
It
That
still
was a
does.
trade.
It still doesn't dismiss the fact that it's a super team.
No, it is a super team, but the way they did it, people have more. They're more okay with it.
So as long as you have a super team,
As long as the team decides to move you, people are generally okay with it.
the people are okay with it,
Yeah, which is dumb, but
which is
it is
dumb.
what it is.
I think it's dumb too.
I do think a lot of it is the fact that he did the special. He made a big deal out of it, and like I said, he chose where he wanted to go, and people
Well,
people weren't okay with that.
yeah, people were not happy with him making that TV special. Like I know people hated that. I think
Yeah,
they felt like it was very like a prideful thing to do, and like to me, look, if you wanted to announce it that way, that's fine. He was one of the biggest names, obviously, during that time. He still is now, and it was just a really big deal. Like it was his first time being a free agent, so it was a huge deal. A huge deal. But again, I'm going to say that Boston was the one that started the whole thing. Not that they ruined it, because again, we still have competition throughout the whole entire league. To me, that's what the whole thing goes down to, in my opinion, is that do you still have competition around the league, despite the fact that there's a couple of super teams out there? And if you still have competition, if there's still other teams that are able to beat you, then I'm okay with it. It's just when Kevin Durant goes to Golden State, that's was like, okay, yeah, you ruined basketball. That's the guy who he did. And if people are saying he's ruining basketball now by teaming up with Kyrie Irving and James Harden, but how the hell are you going to dismiss what James Harden did and put that on Kevin Durant? Like I don't really understand that notion, but as if that team is healthy, then nobody's beating that team. And that includes that includes Milwaukee, and that includes Golden State. Nobody's beating that team if everybody's healthy and they get to play. But yeah, so my last and final thing is I don't agree with what Shumpert said at all, at all. I think he needs to take into account that you had a Boston team out there that nobody was going to beat in the East, and in order to at least have competition against them, he had to go elsewhere. Like
He couldn't stay in that dumpster fire of an organization. He couldn't.
yeah, he knew that he was not going to beat that Boston team. He knew it. He knew it. So that's why he made that move. And again, I'm going to stick to my guns. If Boston had never formed to be a super team, I don't think LeBron goes to Miami. I don't think he does. But regardless, that didn't ruin basketball. I think what ruined basketball was Kevin Durant going to Golden State, and what also ruined basketball is like the whole 3-point shooting. I'm not blaming Steph Curry. I'm blaming everybody else that's trying to emulate Steph Curry. That's who I blame. I blame everybody else.
I don't like the style of play that it is. I don't like the style of play of everyone just shooting threes and shit like that. It's not a one player thing. It's just the style of game that I don't like. Um, like ultimately, like I don't like obviously I don't agree with you on the Durant thing, but I don't understand what Shumper's saying. Um, I guess the idea was, you had to stay with your team and bullshit like that. I don't know, but yeah, I don't agree with him at all. He should stick to dancing. Anyways,
Okay.
that's it for today. Like I said, I do gotta go to work. So this is probably the longest podcast we've ever done, and it
Yes.
should not have been that way.
Yeah, I told you we could have done the LeBron James next week, but you
No,
insisted
it's
on
fine. It's fine.
doing it.
If I'm gonna put it on there, we're gonna talk about it. So
Okay. All right. So yeah, this was the very long podcast. I actually enjoyed, each one of them. Especially the one that we did before this, the one regarding to um whatever that guy's name is that was talking about Horizon. Yeah, that topic was very interesting. So I'm glad that you actually brought that one into this podcast. But once again, we'll be here again next Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, because I still have to, work a couple of kinks, with my side job, with my side hustle. So, just a little bit while longer. So it's going to be on Tuesdays. For now, it will eventually go back on Mondays, but for now, it's going to be here on Tuesday until I make some changes. So anyway, having out, this was a good podcast. This is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.
all right, this will be 186. I'm out. Peace.